Well, they had to, because in the previous version of Archie, he met both the Punisher and the Predator. They both came to River.
At the same time.
These things happen.
I wish they had come at the same time. That'd be great.
I'm not going to read into what you just said. So we should probably actually look at the outline and get this thing going.
Maybe introduce people.
Maybe
give the episode title or
all those types of things.
Yeah, give the title before you've decided what it is. I love.
Let's do the whole show and then we'll introduce ourselves. In that order only.
I like it.
All right. This is Game of Thurs podcast, episode 365, and I'm saying the date afterwards. It's Thursday, January 31st. So it doesn't matter.
There are enough shows that you could listen to one Game of Thurs each day of the year.
That is true.
Actually,
more than that.
There are. Well, yeah, you can also cover leap days and whatnot. But official episodes.
Yes. Official.
Only the hard numbers, like Kingdom Hearts. Forget all that other crap.
All right, this is Game of Thurs podcast, 365, under 2, times 4.
Oh, okay. Just because Kingdom Hearts 3 came out and it's the 10th game in the series.
I know, right?
That's ignoring the mobile games.
All right, Ben just said it's time to believe that Will is real
now. There's been a lot of discussions about how contracts work.
Wait! Before all the jokes, let's introduce, and then you can.
Okay. Anyway, I'm Aaron. Tiny's here.
Hey, I am here.
Mike is Keith Courage once again.
Yay, I'm here.
And a very special guest who was rumored to exist. Period. But he's here. He's on camera. He's moving. He's sentient.
Well, that's questionable. But yes.
I mean, a camera just suddenly started working before. It seemed a lot like a voice to text. I'm just saying.
We're doing amazing things with AI these days.
You really are. You are Haley Joe Osment. Anyway.
Hey, Watson. Oh, wait, you didn't answer to it, damn it.
So close.
For those who don't know you, tell us a bit about yourself.
I am from the backwoods of Mississippi. Never go there; it's a terrible place. I work with Aaron. At
a place.
At a place, I do things.
At an unnamed place.
I am a IT something. I don't know what actually my title is anymore.
Human.
I get confused. Yeah, that thing.
As long as they're paying you, right? That's the important.
Exactly. As long as money's coming in. I love video games. I love board games slightly more, and my goal is to get you addicted. So we're on that route.
Only to the good ones.
Oh yes, only to the good ones. Yes.
No, I can't promise that.
Oh man,
I've got some terrible games.
We were going to be friends.
I've got some terrible games. But yeah, no, I've been gaming since probably some of our audience was alive. So yeah, that's it. Oh, I do have a wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Her name is Emily. I can never speak of where she works is apparently the only stipulation.
You also can't move the camera over to her without telling her first.
Oh no, she's hiding upstairs in Hogwarts. So
just keep building that backstory. Like just keep layering and layering. Like,
it makes it seem more real.
This is how you build. It's how you build characters. Like,
Ben just said, Tiny doesn't believe that you have a wife either. Yes, he does. Don't you?
I believe Will has a wife.
Good.
The question is, does Will exist for said wife to exist?
Hello, Mr. Thompson.
I mean, I think, do any of us exist? This is the true existential question. Yeah. What is existence?
Are we getting into that now?
Let's go down this rabbit hole.
If this is a joystick, what is it for? I mean, these are the questions.
Oh, I've got one of those. They're awful. They work about 1 out of every 100 tries.
It's a little Street Fighter kind of thing.
If you do the moves, it actually plays the audio, but it's very difficult. Yeah, if you do fireballs and shurikens, it'll do it. But
I just did Akuma's murder, death, kill. I didn't hear anything.
The Raging Demon.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Akuma's MDK. I don't remember that one.
He was part of that game that was on like PC in like 99 or something.
You know, Akuma was in that Mega Man game on PC.
Yeah, he was.
That's what
He was the boss that didn't show up when you entered the room.
Yeah, my version was just empty levels with no bosses. I beat it in like 5
Just
minutes.
wander empty hallways and then get to a room with no door, and then you're done.
And maximum disappointment. So, yeah.
Control Alt Delete for the win.
All right, we took it down a rabbit hole already.
All right.
Well, you
It'll be a long night.
Well, you also stuff. Yeah, we can't. Yeah, I'm exhausted, so we certainly cannot do this forever.
All right.
But at least 4 hours at the very least.
At least.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, no. Okay, well, I'm gonna take a nap in between hours 3 and 4. Just want you to know that I'm an old man,
To
so
be forewarned. I think you're younger than all of us, but yes, you're an old man.
God, I probably am. It's terrifying.
So you have some stuff up here in the outline. Let's discuss some of those things that no one can see, but they might want to hear about.
No, let's not.
I'm told you're real.
I am real.
It does say real on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pointing and no one
But
can see.
wouldn't a fake person claim they're real? Like, I'm just throwing that out there. Like, I mean,
That's exactly what a fascist would say.
Exactly.
That's fair. That's fair.
just to be clear, we're referencing Secret Hitler, not actually calling.
That makes it so much better for people who don't even know.
Not actually.
Yeah, who don't have any
calling-
context of what that means.
You had to bring Hitler into
I
this.
don't-
Exactly.
So there's a game.
Where's the internet?
That's
Also
theoretically
now it's a
innocent,
game. What are you
called
saying?
Secret Hitler, where you need to lie to people about whether you're Hitler.
Or a fascist.
Who's in cahoots with Hitler?
Who's in cahoots
I
with
mean,
I don't know that I made any of that better.
it? No.
but
let's
anyway,
let's
Will,
jump
yeah,
to the
what-
good
so,
place.
so, a good place. Yeah, I've been trying. I keep telling you this is a wonderful show. I don't
I
know if
started
you.
it.
What episode are you on?
I think 6.
Okay. Well, you gotta really wait till the last episode of the first season.
Okay, see,
And
that
that's
is the
when-
Final Fantasy 13 thing of play for 35 hours, and I promise you, it'll get good. I can't.
It's Ted Danson makes it worth it. I mean,
He
I just
better.
gotta say, have either one of the other two of you seen Good Place?
I have not, but I know what the twist is at the end of the season.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
I
I
saw
don't know.
Ted Danson trying to floss. Does that make me an expert on the good place?
It does not.
Does he floss
no.
on the show?
Actually, yes.
Okay. Then
Yes.
we're all good.
I mean, it's about the afterlife and the terrible things that happen to you in it, which, in
And they call it the good place?
Are you spoiling what the actual twist is? It sounds like you're spoiling it.
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not.
good.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But you're on like episode 6, so you got a while to go. You got like 4 episodes. Come on, tough it out. You can do this.
I'm also watching Superstore at the same time, so
Which I know nothing about. What
Superstore
is
is
it?
fantastic. It is like
Is
this fake Walmart. It's like the show is about employees in this fake Walmart type store, and it's hilarious.
That sounds like a nightmare. It doesn't sound like a good thing.
No,
But
it's a
they're
really
all
funny
like-
show.
They're all like comedians, and it's like the antics they get up to, kind of.
Yes,
So
the misadventures of responsible
Right,
people.
it's like
They're not
The
responsible.
Office, but with more blue collar workers.
And you would know that because you watched The Office, right?
I am aware of both of these and read Wikipedia articles.
Oh well, Wikipedia. Oh, well, that makes you an expert.
I'm no longer going to judge you. I'm going to judge him instead. Even I've seen The Office. Come on.
I thought The Office was a bit overrated.
Anyway,
I liked the original British version. No, I didn't watch the British version either. I've
people who
seen
say
more.
that kill me. It's like, yes, the British version was fantastic.
I've seen more of the British version.
Is
but
that right?
I think so.
You mean a higher percentage because there's only like
There's only like 3
Seasons or
seasons,
whatever.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
they're like
so
4 episodes apiece.
as a whole, I've seen more of it, but I don't know. Jim seems like a jerk. Like, I don't understand why everyone likes Jim.
You haven't watched the show, like, yeah. But
I
Like
mean,
Like he's a jerk
okay, to who?
to a lot of people, but to the what's his name?
Dwight?
Dwight?
You said you have not watched the show. Like, you don't know anything about
It feels like Dwight is a person that came from a background where maybe he was sheltered, and Jim is taking advantage of that.
As well he should.
Oh, so we should take advantage.
Wait.
Of Sheltered people is said by Aaron.
No.
That
Dwight.
is what I
Dwight
just-
specifically.
You stepped into that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Not having. All right, never mind.
I
All
can't.
right.
I can't defend
I said
that.
nothing.
Okay, well,
I think
BC
Mike was about to
Terps.
say he had not watched The Office either.
Ben is talking about Jim as a home wrecker. You clearly not seen The Office either. But, well, maybe you have. But okay, we talk about this. all
Spoiler
the time.
territory.
I can't go down that road.
Well,
That's
so,
good.
so talking about Ted Danson because he's in The Good Place.
Yeah.
He's also in The Orville.
What?
I did
Oh,
not know that.
There, like 2 episodes ago, he was in The Orville.
Where did I miss this? What
He was the-
episode?
He was the admiral on the that they're talking to when they kidnapped Kelly and Fortis.
Yes.
He was the admiral.
Yes. That show is amazing, by the way. That
Yeah,
is so good.
Orville's pretty good.
Every
That is,
time my mom tells me she watches it, I just kind of stare at her and go,
You know,
What?
mine does
Really?
too. So
My parents actually watch it. They're like,
My
this is a really
uncle
good show.
watched
I didn't
one.
think my mom would like a Seth MacFarlane show.
No, and she said something about Seth MacFarlane, and I was like, maybe you shouldn't seek out anything else he's ever done, like ever,
Please don't. Yeah, it's a warning.
for
there.
for your sake.
I mean, my mom uses for some reason she draws a parallel there between Next Generation and Orville. She says that
Yeah,
you know,
There's
and
a lot of,
and I can't argue that.
I mean,
yeah,
Lieutenant Yar is the star of the show of both. So yeah, that
yeah.
Denise Crosby is not in the Orville.
not with that attitude.
But the tar monster did. Anyway.
The tar monster that she loved. All right, what's up with the show Outlander? I see this on the outline. What's this Outlander thing? What is that about?
So this is like the dark horse for me because I got on this because of the wife. She had read the books. She is demonstrably from Scottish heritage. Red hair, blue eyes, like has all the paperwork tracing her back to her original clan. Our wedding involved a hand fasting and a Scottish quake. Her brother wore a kilt. So, of course, she likes Outlander, which is a time travel mystic fantasy show about going back in time to pre-Culloden Scotland from World War II, and it starts out and you're thinking like this is a chick flick, like this is, you know, it's got the romance, it's got all of the naked bodies.
Oh, see, I thought we were heading toward the quickening here. I mean, I just
Oh, that would be
gosh.
amazing. Well, we'll come back to that. But
Okay.
honestly, like it gets a hold of you, and some of the characters are amazing. It kills a lot of people, much like Game of Thrones. It definitely has a high body count because, well, Battle of Culloden, spoilers, is one of the major plot points in which a whole lot of people die.
still sounds like Highlander to me. So go on.
That's fair, but it's
Raiden shows up.
it's very good, and
Christopher Lambert stares in the mirror.
some of the historical points are actually slightly more correct than popular culture. Bonnie Prince Charlie is kind of an idiot in the show, and the Scots kind of hate him now because he's the reason for the destruction of the clans. But there's one character that has survived through this, a bit character, a secondary character, Murtaugh, and he's the crotchety old man, and I identify with this. And so help me, if that man dies, I'm done. I've already said this. Like
Murtaugh is the crotchety old man.
So he's the Daryl of this show. Like if Daryl dies in The Walking Dead, people are gonna riot.
So who's
I can see
Riggs?
What?
Yeah, I was like, what is the? Where's the lethal weapon?
Yes,
connection
exactly.
here?
I'm glad somebody gonna say what I was doing. Murtaugh. Two old things.
Murtaugh. But yeah, no, it's good. It's definitely something that you should watch if
What
you
is
want
this? Is this a
something to
network
watch.
show or is this on like Netflix or what is
Actually,
this?
I think it's Stars. So
Oh,
that
it's
would
a-
that would
Oh,
explain that would
yeah.
explain why I've never heard of it.
yeah.
I was gonna be like, I have no idea where this show is or what. Like, honestly, I thought you would put Highlander down. So, and then I looked at it again. I'm like,
which
this isn't Highlander.
they're talking about rebooting.
So
Yeah.
here we are.
Okay.
I mean, can they make it
Alright.
any worse than they? I can't get any worse.
They could make
than
the TV show again.
They could. The TV show was pretty bad.
Yeah, that would be much worse.
I mean, I watched a few episodes, I think.
I watched more episodes of that than The Office.
Well, we all make mistakes, don't we?
Well,
One was on Saturday as I grew up. The other is The Office.
hey, if you can bring Sean Connery back for a sequel in a scenario that doesn't make sense, no matter how you try to explain it, you can do anything.
After
Is he
League of
alive?
Yeah,
Yes.
He's
But he's retired.
100% retired from acting.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
just broke him.
That movie was not good, but I still like it.
Well, it was fun.
Like
It
it,
was
come
fun.
on.
Because,
jeez.
don't listen to my recommendation. My favorite movie of all time is Buckaroo Banzai. So
I've still never seen that.
like,
Really?
yeah,
We watched that as a bad movie night,
it's a great movie,
and we
man.
only made it through half of it.
That's a wonderful film. That's some quality entertainment there.
When
It's-
they go through that mountain
It's
and whatever eighth dimension or what, like, it's so bad.
the hyper thruster. It's so
You're
over
really
the
selling
top.
me on
Like you
this
just
thing.
gotta hold on and ride, man. There's just one crazy bad thing after another. So
I watched
just
it at
gotta
some
grab a
point.
hold.
There was a panel for it at MagFest, wasn't there?
What? I
Or
missed
it
this.
was.
I think so. I want to say I saw something on the schedule, but
Yeah, there was something for it. I don't know.
man, Buckaroo Banzai.
Buckaroo. I've never
Cross.
seen
I mean, the other thing, at least people will know it. It got mentioned in more modern culture because it's what the outfit they wear in Ready Player One to the club. It's what Wade wears.
Right,
to the
because you need to have a buck slip in your hand to write down all of the cultural references.
I'm just saying, like, this was kind of one where, like, they called it out very specifically instead of it being in the background. Like, he literally says, "Oh, I know what I'm gonna wear,"
Ben.
and H is like, "Oh, Buckaroo, that's your favorite. Don't be that guy." And then they talk about how she could be a 300-pound guy in Detroit or whatever in her basement.
I mean, I like Buckaroo less because of Ready Player One. I'm just saying that actually caused me a little bit of pain. So
That movie was also not good, but it was fun enough. I
It
guess.
is a movie I will watch if it is on.
It's a
like-
popcorn movie. It's, look
Yeah.
at that. There's a Battletoad. There you go. Is it Rash or is it Snow Pimple?
Again-
Get out of here.
But again, it's a movie that, like, you watch and you're like, I don't understand how these people just walk around with a screen on their and don't get hit by cars all day.
Well, a lot of
Like,
them
we have this
don't
this
go
problem.
anywhere, right?
Well, no, remember the end of the movie where everyone's outside
on the street,
on the street and, like, the kids are running and it's
Yeah, they were all dead.
No, this was when they were.
Did you not understand the movie?
No, when they were fighting.
Dead
This is
to
when they,
me.
Okay.
this is when they were fighting one IOI, and, like, you see the kids that are the Halo kids. They're all, and they, like, flip back to the game, and it's they're all Master Chief, or they're all Spartans,
Mhm.
or the 4 kids that are being Ninja Turtles. They're all out in, like, the open with A, nothing to track their movement, and B, why are they not constantly being hit by cars?
Tiny,
That's-
I want to see
that's
more
as soon
kids
as it
getting hit
fades
by
to
cars.
black.
in this
No,
movie.
we have.
Don't we all?
We have this problem with phones today, and now you're talking about something that completely blocks your vision.
Yeah.
You said this is safe.
it's
So-
fine.
And it's not like they're automated cars. Like, if you could say, like, oh, it's all robot controlled, but then H is driving around her postal van. So
Yes, she
Yeah.
is. All right.
Yes.
Well, and anything else you'd like to mention during this anecdote-like, TV show-like, movie-like, whatever-like section of the show?
This is I mean, I've got one more on here, which is the guilty pleasure of my household, Below Deck. I don't know if any of you have even heard of this thing.
like the Kelsey Grammer movie.
No.
that's down
okay.
Periscope.
That's down
I know this
Periscope,
show
right.
because
I have that on
my better half
Laserdisc.
Watches this one.
This show's amazing. It is a reality show of mega yachting, and they follow a particular crew and captain around.
I have heard of this. Okay.
It's so good. It's so bad. It's drama unlike any other. And the highlight, once again, I don't know, something about I am an old man at heart. The captain is a crotchety old man who has to deal with an insane amount of bullshit from people that have no business being on a mega yacht in the Caribbean for either safety or sanity reasons. Like, they go out of their way to find that one person that's going to snap under pressure and put them on camera just to watch what happens. I swear, that's got to be the solution.
That's the Bravo thing. That's the whole...
I mean, that is a lot of Bravo.
I mean, like we were talking about this in the office. Like, my wife and I watch Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, you can tell when the commercial breaks now that they take something out of context, hype it up, and then come back and it's nothing like you thought it was.
Oh, that's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, we still watch it, so I guess it's working. So
now I don't sit and watch Below Deck, but my wife watches it, and
you sit with her.
Well, no, I walk by occasionally and see things, or maybe
You're missing out.
Like I'm making food or whatever. I gotta tell you, the thing.
What kind of food do you make?
It was like last night or 2 nights, whatever it was. There was this episode she had on, and speaking of this crazy old captain guy, he's losing his mind because one of his idiot people who works for him got on a jet ski without a kill switch bracelet, fell off the jet ski, and it just continued on.
So they lost the jet ski?
I guess. I don't even know, because the way that they film all this stuff, it's hard to tell if they're trying to make it look like it sailed for 3 more miles or if it just fell over in 10 feet. I have no idea.
I mean, spoilers, because I'm not caught up yet, but that sounds amazing, and I can't wait to see Captain Lee's response. I'm sure he has like an aneurysm on deck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a lot of, high-pitched bleeping noise as he was speaking. So
delightful. That's the kind of content I come there for. Like, that's...
Yeah. It makes me go, I'm kind of good on not giving my life savings away to ride a worthless yacht for a week or whatever.
No, it's like 2 days. It's not even a week.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
28 minutes.
Yeah. No one here will ever have enough money to be on one of those yachts for 28 minutes.
No, and I'm not interested in either.
27 minutes.
Maybe.
Oh, sorry. It's a countdown.
Maybe 12. I don't know.
3 seconds.
If you look in its direction, they will eject you off the island.
It's like $500,000 for 2 days. So.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When are we going?
We're not.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed part of this.
Yeah.
But apparently, the people who are under the employ of such an expensive yacht are so incompetent or childlike that they can't even interact with each other without throwing food in each other's faces or smashing jet skis into the side of the yacht for no reason.
What glorious!
They ripped up a pier in one episode or something like that.
I don't
Yeah. The last season, we watched one of the deckhands forgot to untie one of the lines, and the yacht. It's a lot of power to it, and forgot to untie the stern line. When they came off, they yanked the pier out to the point where they could no longer dock there and had to go somewhere else to dock. That's the kind of shenanigans I watch this show for.
Mm-hmm.
It does sound kind of awful and entertaining at the same time.
Yeah, it is.
It's best summed up in a few sentences instead of wasting hours of your life looking at it.
I mean,
we'll
you
see.
know.
Okay.
When I order for you on Laserdisc, Mike, you can tell me more yourself.
Ooh,
I've already ordered
Laserdisc.
on
It's
Laserdisc.
the perfect medium so that I can throw it like a frisbee into one of my neighbor's yards.
Okay, then I'm ordering the VCD version then. All right.
I mean, so I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, because you mentioned jet skis, but this reminds me of the story of this guy was racing his friend in, it was off the coast of JFK Airport, and his jet ski stalls and starts sinking because
That's what jet skis do.
So
Good jet skis.
he swims to shore and then climbs an 8-foot fence with barbed wire on it and essentially gets onto JFK's runways.
Yeah.
By breaching, they have a like $100 million state-of-the-art security system. And he breached this all by accident.
Yep.
They
never expected anybody to come by sea.
Well, yeah. By the way, JFK surrounded by a lot of water. And he was unnoticed until he walked into the airport dripping wet and wearing a bright yellow life jacket.
Hey, that's a better end of the story than. And then they shot him on sight.
So yeah, no, it was he was charged with criminal trespassing, and then there was a whole thing. Yeah. But yeah,
there's a lot of unfortunate pieces to that story.
You brought up jet skis. I'm like, oh man, I remember this story. But then I'm like, wait, is this a real story or is this just that scene from Hitch?
Oh yeah.
So I had to go look up if it was a real story, and I'm like, wait, am I conflating this?
Life imitates art.
So yeah. But anyway, I apologize.
No.
Hey, speaking of Will Smith movies, Bad Boys 3
is being made.
There's a photograph of Will Smith standing next to Martin Lawrence.
My first thought was like, Bad Boys 3, dad bod. Like, I was just like, what is this?
I think they waited too long.
They kind of did.
I mean, why not? I don't know.
They'll get my money, don't get me wrong. But
it might not be awful.
Like, if I remember the second one, didn't they, like, go to Cuba and, like, blow everything up? Like,
yeah,
he was supposed to be there.
I didn't know there was a second one. I was very confused when the third one came out. I was like,
the second one's an entertaining movie.
The second one is just the body count is just like
ridiculous. Yeah, like
they kill everybody. The key grip
I'm okay with this.
Died
This is kind of entertainment. Yeah.
Is it the first one or the second one where they're smuggling drugs in bodies in a morgue? So they drive an ambulance into the front of the morgue.
I think that's the second one.
That's the second one, right? Yeah.
I don't remember.
Sounds more like the second one.
Because Gabrielle Union's more in it. I want to say she was more in the second one.
Well, she wasn't even in the first one.
Okay, then yes,
so it's definitely the second one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the second one. So
yeah, well, they went to Cuba and like killed 1,000 people.
They like rolled through like how many houses on the way down that hill?
And those are already people who are like very impoverished. And destroyed the little they did have.
Yeah.
I know what I'm watching this weekend. There we go. Bad Boys 2. Gonna catch up. Gotta be ready.
You know what?
I think it's on HBO or something. Yeah, like it's on.
Yeah, there's. It's easily accessible.
I know I've seen it relatively recently.
Like every time I say I'm going to watch Lethal Weapon 2, I pretty much just watch the scene where Murtaugh says the guy's diplomatic immunity. He shoots him anyway.
Yeah, that's an insane moment for that inside. I mean, for a series that is now even more insane than ever, that moment always was like,
I don't think it works that way.
No, I don't think it works.
You can't just kill, and you get like a parking ticket, a speeding ticket. You can't just like mow down a group of people and go, "Hey, diplomatic immunity, man."
Right.
Can't you though?
I mean, technically, yes, you can, but then your nation can choose to not let you be, like, not essentially choose to not they can disown you essentially, and then you are subject.
12? Had it been 11, we would have had you, but you had to do 12. You're out.
What was I just reading? Because there was something about like a kid essentially had to emancipate themselves, but then they thought they still got diplomatic immunity because their parents were I think their father was a diplomat. I was reading some news article about it, and like they quickly found out once they were emancipated, no.
Like, you gave up said rights and then tried to invoke them.
You can't unrun over that body. You can try, but
right, if you back over the body that you just ran over, it doesn't undo what you just did.
Pretty much.
Rewind. Anyway,
yeah, Mike, tell us about Disney.
So yes, I was not on the show last week, and
I don't believe that.
The largest reason, I guess the only reason, I don't know. What's that?
You were at the happiest place on earth?
You wanted a $20 turkey leg.
You drank around the world.
A couple of stops, like around the whole thing is pretty expensive. Anyway, we went to Disney. My wife and I went to Walt Disney World in Florida. It is one of her favorite things to do, and I don't mind doing it.
She does it what, annually or twice a year?
She tries to go once a year. I haven't been in a couple of years, but she's got a friend who lives down in Florida and has some good connections and can make things slightly less painful.
And by
to the
connections,
wallet.
you mean she has a state of Florida ID and gets tickets at a discount? Is that right?
I shouldn't say anything else.
That's everybody's hookup, right? I mean, that's what we all have done, right?
Well, I mean,
I don't have the hookup.
I'm not going to say anything.
I mean, with the new prices, like, yo,
the new prices are insane.
Yeah,
All the prices are insane. It's just
like what was it, a 25% increase or something?
That's a lot.
That's
an increase of 25%.
I think
it was a big increase.
Yeah, it's a lot. Whatever, however you want to slice it, it's too much. But anyway, working this out. The one nice thing is though that she's very experienced about how it all works. When to secure fast passes for the rides that would otherwise be up to and over sometimes a 2-hour wait. For instance, the new Avatar ride, and I say new, I think it's like 2 years old now. Routinely was 2+ hour wait the
Animal Kingdom one?
Yeah, the one in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
So she was able to get a fast pass. Our wait time was probably under 15 minutes for that. So that's great because it is a really unique and interesting ride that I would never wait 2 hours for. Like it was pretty wild
for it.
It was pretty wild, but I was almost instantly nauseous. I mean, it was I'm good to be
like
over.
Resident Evil 7 VR nauseous, or
oh god,
so like to describe it, like the first thing you do in riding this dragon is like dip straight down off a cliff at a high speed, and it kind of feels like it. So I was like, oh wow, all right, oh good, we're straightening up. Okay, oh there's another dip. Oh I don't know. Okay, all right. So and it was longer than you might think. It was probably maybe 2 minutes, which doesn't sound like long, but considering most coasters are like a minute or something. It was, it's very cool. Like what they do, the technology involved in it was very impressive, and I'm glad I got to try it out. But yeah, it's okay. I'm not waiting 2 hours for that. There's all kind of stuff. There's like rides that I haven't done before, like the Slinky coaster at which land was that?
Yeah, well, Jim Varney
Hollywood,
isn't actually
maybe?
there.
I think it was Hollywood. No, actually, the voice of that dog now is Adam Sandler's buddy who plays the father in a bunch of like 50 First Dates. He plays what is her name?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore's father, and like a whole bunch of other stuff. But he's been the voice of the dog since Jim Varney passed. Like 15 plus years ago now.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a cool coaster. Like they do an interesting thing that simulates like the Slinky kind of being stretched out and then let go, which kind of like accelerates you into the next thing. It was kind of cool. Anyway, Disney aside, if you've never been, it's a cool place to go. It's very expensive. Plan ahead. Pack turkey sandwiches in your bag so you don't need to like spend $14 on a hot dog. And I'm not even joking. It's $14 for a hot dog at Magic Kingdom.
So
does it come with ketchup?
So
now, granted, I will tell you though, this hot dog is 2 feet long. It's
accurate.
Unwieldy, and
where's the picture?
You'll have to search somebody else's out because I'm not taking pictures of gigantic hot dogs that I'm eating. Well, anyway,
I went to Disney for the first time 2 years ago in my mid-30s for a bucket list for my mother, who had never gone before.
Okay.
You have never seen the look of joy on a 70-year-old's face.
Wow.
When she hugged Chewbacca at the Star Wars event.
I was not prepared. Like,
that was the highlight of the year, easily. I've got a picture. I'll show Aaron at some point. But yeah, my mother's a huge nerd. But once again, Mississippi, our vacations were camping and trying not to get eaten by bears. But
you got bears down there?
Well, bears, coyotes, snakes, alligators, whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought
alligators. Jamboree down there. Man.
Gators are not fun to tangle with.
Bear patrol.
Right.
Yeah.
Country
but my wife's family has a timeshare down there, and so we paid for my mom to go down there with us. And you talk about a kid in a candy store. There's just an explosion of elderly nerd, just over every little thing through the entire Star Wars exhibit, from the stormtroopers. I thought we were just going to lose her and never see her again.
I'm going to live here, Will.
You know what? I would have been okay with that. That would have been fine. And I totally could have seen her doing that. Kind of surprised she didn't.
So you mentioned two specific things that I want to touch upon. The first is going to be timeshare. So one of the reasons I arrived in Florida was because
there's a lot of choice here. And I'm
there's a lot of hesitation.
Right.
There was an offer extended for a 3-night stay at a Hilton resort in Florida. All you have to do is listen to a 90-minute timeshare.
Oh, it's the worst. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Wait. This is all in the past. There are no more choices involved. It already happened.
Oh, you.
Nah, I've done that, man. I get it.
We went. We had to get up fairly early. Not crack of dawn, but early enough. We got breakfast. I'm putting air quotes up because I have no cameras. You can't see it. Breakfast was super weak coffee and some Kind bars, I think. I thought we were going to be in an audience where I could just put earbuds in and not listen to a word they say. No, we sat across a desk, my wife and me and one person, and I had no choice but to listen. And
yeah.
It's kind of makes sense.
Still,
for whatever reason, I did zero research going in because I was just like, why would I need to do research? All I have to do is shout no from the moment I walk through the door until they let us leave. But, we went in. I listened. I tried to be nice. The lady who did the presentation was very nice as well. That's the game. I think they literally pour not purple or green smoke like the Joker would do, because that would give it away. They just pour some kind of hallucinogenic gas in the room, so somehow in your mind it starts sounding pretty good. Because they show you how much money you're going to spend on all the vacations for the rest of your life and how much money you could save by just giving them $28,000.
Oh, yeah. They know what they're doing. Yep.
And we got to a moment amongst it where I thought, maybe I should do some research about it.
We've all been there. Then you go.
No. I was never like, I'm on board, but I was like, it would be nice to see some concrete numbers from somebody who isn't a magician in front of me.
Yeah.
But me,
a math magician?
I forgot my phone in the hotel room and could do no research of any kind.
You forgot your phone?
It was.
What's that like?
It was a hurried moment to get to the. Yeah, it was off. That part of it was terrible. But we did get after that to a moment where I was so out and ready. to just kick the door down and leave and not care what they promised us. I don't want it. I just want out of there.
Okay.
But the spell was still in effect for my precious wife, who wanted to now convince me that we should get involved in this.
It claws at your sanity. It really does. It just sinks those little daggers in, and yeah,
Mike,
yeah,
it's not good.
So,
Mike, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I will kind of skip to the end because I don't want to waste all the time on this, but we finally get to the end. This 90-minute presentation is now 4 hours later. And we're telling them, all right, we are agreeing it's a no, but it's because we are disagreeing. And we need to get out of here.
So you wanted them to like fully embrace your rationale for not saying yes.
I don't even know. Look, that wasn't even, those were not the words out of my mouth. But they said, okay, all right, we get it. It's not for everybody. We're going to bring the person over who's going to close you out and get you your free gifts.
Yeah, close you out. That's...
Wouldn't you know, now this new person has an entirely different offer altogether.
That's how they do it.
Which involves not even buying a timeshare, just buying a vacation, which secures you the right to change your mind and still buy this timeshare within the next 18 months of your life. Somehow, we were so broken to just say, all right, fine. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Wow.
So here's no, hold on. The story's not over. Hold on. The story is not yet over.
So you sold your soul to the devil.
We go over. We sign the papers. We sign up for a credit card. It was actually a great deal because there's no. I mean, we wanted the credit card anyway. Awesome, put like 7% back on all like Hilton property. It was like, yeah, we want the credit card. We don't want any of the other stuff. Just give me that. Sign up for the credit card. Put the purchase for this thing on the credit card. After that moment, they're like, "Oh, you do need to sit through another timeshare presentation." And I was like, "Oh my God, what did we just do?" Thankfully, in writing on this contract is you have 10 days to a 10 days rescission to fully just say, forget it, give me my money back, end of story, whatever. I looked up what other people's experiences were doing this exact same thing, followed their advice to a T, made sure to put the contract number on the letter that I wrote, send it certified, made copies of everything. I did it all using the Hilton Properties computers and everything. So they paid for all of that at the very least, and sent it away. Now, I guess I need to follow up to make sure it's all, null and void at this point. But yeah, I said, that's it. I am never sitting through another one of these things ever again. I don't care what the vacation costs. I would have paid $300 out of my pocket to have avoided that altogether. Forget it. Unfortunately, it would have cost significantly more than that to actually get out of it. So, but anyway, we got our 3 night stay at the Hilton property and then moved over to the Disney property and finished the vacation from there.
Which Disney property?
The French Quarter on the, I forget the division of whatever they call it, the Port Orleans or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So anyway, once we got that certified letter in the mail, I finally started to feel better about things and could actually enjoy the rest of my vacation. Up to that point, I was like, "This is bad. This is no good at all." I'm ready to. Yeah.
You chose poorly.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, hopefully, I mean, I'll get final confirmation hopefully soon, and then it'll all just be in the past. And every time they, Hilton call, like I don't answer my phone unless I know it's somebody. Like if I know the number, I'll answer. But like Hilton's called me before, and I listen to them. You pick your vacation. Just like. No, and then I just hang up the phone and that's it. But
wait, like the spam call that says like, we're from Marriott, and you've won a 3-day vacation for blah blah. Like that is just a person trying to steal your identity. So,
well, no, I mean the call that she got that got this set up, and other calls that I've gotten, it's pretty clear it's really from Hilton, and it's really about trying to sell you a timeshare. Which, by the way, I didn't actually mention this, but researching it later, have discussed they are 100% worthless. Like, there is no selling it once you've paid for it, and like people try to sell them off for $1. The $28,000 property that you bought will be later available from someone else for $1.
I just want to get rid of it, man. Yeah.
It's because you owe them $1,000 a year for the rest of your natural, and people don't want to pay that because it's a complete scam.
So what you're saying is I could get in for $1 and then $1,000 each year afterwards.
Yes, and then you pay every time you want to use it, no matter how you do it.
Hey, Mike, I wasn't going to do any of this anyway, so good to know.
BC Chirp says Disney Vacation Club can actually be a decent deal for some people, but don't tell your wife that.
I've heard that.
We will not be discussing this because that's very dangerous.
Well, so I guess we're never getting together again is really what I just heard.
I believe that there are people willing to buy Disney properties from you.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Disney
that I'll believe without looking it up. I'm not going to test those waters, but that seems believable.
Not in Celebration, because apparently they built those houses terribly.
That's literally just buying a house, though.
That's
not a timeshare.
When is the Star Wars hotel open? Does anyone?
This year.
So the California one, I think, if I'm remembering this right, they're building one in California too, right?
I think they are, but the one that anyone cares about is the one in Florida, and I believe it opens this year.
Late this year.
Have you heard about that hotel in Japan with all the robots?
No, tell me more.
Well, apparently,
I saw it half built.
There were the hotel has a whole bunch of robots.
Were trying to stay there for like.
We're having two different conversations. I'll just wait.
Sorry.
Anyway,
go for it. Yeah,
robots.
Go for
robots.
your.
Oh no! Anyway, well, it won some like Guinness record for like most robots in the hotel. Well, basically, like you come in and the robots do everything except for the things that robots just can't do, like taking your bags. If you're not on the first floor, the robots that take your bags can't go up the stairs. So, like, basically, humans have to come out and like fill in all the gaps to a point where there was really no point in having.
Did we not build a elevator? Like,
apparently, it just didn't work out. So now I think like there's like 20% robots there where they try to have like 90%. Or it just didn't work out.
At first, the robots were going to incinerate the luggage that they couldn't bring up to the second floor.
Well,
now the robots just incinerate each other because they're completely useless.
Why don't we have a stair bot?
Really light, by the way.
Like, we need a bot that just can go upstairs. Like, where is this technology?
Why is this not a ranch style hotel?
Right.
No upstairs.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Limited space in Japan. They have to build up, not out.
Well, you got to dig up, stupid. That's
right. Dig up. So the other thing, Will, you mentioned was Star Wars, and I want to bring this up because this is definitely worth mentioning. We're riding the bus from the hotel room to one of the resorts, and on the bus is an ad for this Star Wars experience. I think it's called Secrets of the Empire, and it said VR something or another.
Oh, I did this, yeah.
At Disney Springs, and I was like, all right, I'll Google that while I'm riding along, and I realized, oh, wait a minute. This is the same company that did that Ghostbusters thing in VR that everybody said is so cool. I said, I said to my wife, would you be willing to do this? And she's like, yeah, sure. Whatever, we've done all this stuff that I want to do. If you want to do it, we'll go do that. So we sign up we go to Disney Springs on the day it's raining, sign up for a time, you buy a time, and then you show up for the time. Which turns out to be, oh no, that's just the moment that you get in line to wait to sign the waiver. Then you get in line after that to wait for actually getting in. So figure a full hour after your appointment time for when you're actually walking through the door and putting the equipment on. The waiver, by the way, is about 100 pages long on an iPad. There's no way you're reading any of it. It's ridiculous. That should be illegal. I mean, that's just insane. They also don't explain almost anything to you ahead of time. That was frustrating as well. But once I got through the door, and I strapped on this vest, put this VR helmet on, which there's a wire from the helmet to the backpack. Other than that, you're not tethered in any way. You become a stormtrooper. Literally, you look down, like you're not wearing any gloves or anything, but it reads your hands, fingers and everything. And every motion you're doing, it overlays like a stormtrooper arm and like glove and everything on. It was me, my wife, and 2 other people in this room, and you can see they're all stormtroopers and everything.
Why?
The moment it started, everybody was like so startled at what they were seeing. It was a whole lot of gasps and awes and everything. Like, it's just wild. You kind of get a little introduction as to what's going on. In theory, the storyline is you're all rebels in the Rogue One time era, and you're supposed to be dressing up as stormtroopers to go steal something. That part of it was like,
better than
whatever.
Clone Wars.
Well, I mean, they have Cassian Endor is there to give you your briefing, and K2SO shows up to like help you out. So as soon as the door opened and we walked into this like shuttle thing, it was the most incredible moment of my entire life. And that's only a slight exaggeration because wait. It was the most unbelievable moment.
That's probably
that's a big difference, but yeah.
Yeah.
Better quantifier.
It became this strange. I'm standing there with my wife and 2 strangers who are all weirdly trying to shuffle their way as fake stormtroopers through this doorway that led to a platform above lava, which once you got there was blazing hot in real life.
Wait, what?
And the weird shuffling
the floor is heated and whatnot. So
I started laughing so hysterically, I could not stop. The tears were streaming down both cheeks of my face inside the helmet.
Both cheeks.
For laughing so hard for basically 10 straight minutes. I could not stop laughing at this scenario where we were supposed to be pretending to be the worst stormtroopers I could ever imagine. Because we could barely walk across this platform.
Could you hit a target though? That's really
no, there were no guns involved yet. This was me literally just laughing at the prospect of walking through a doorway to get from one side to the other. I'm like crying just thinking about this right now. I'm not even kidding. This was the most incredible thing in oh my god. When we finally got to the moment where we picked up guns, which were physical real items.
Yeah, real guns, but yeah.
They were, I mean, they're real prop guns, but they had real triggers. The first thing I did was accidentally pull the trigger and shoot one of my fellow stormtroopers in the face, which then bounced all over the room. Your vest, by the way, will give you feedback every time you're shot, so you feel it probably better than any of those Genesis accessories they made back in the day. But I mean, from there, I will say, like, when you actually fired the guns, it was shockingly accurate. I expected it to be like, a poorly aligned thing where, you're a stormtrooper. Why could you possibly ever hit anything, But the rest of it was very cool. But just like the whole setup going in, it It was phenomenal because anytime anything happened, everybody was like, "What? Oh my God! There's a door!" And then you just shuffle through it. The four of us all try to get through a door to get. It was amazing, and I would do that again in a heartbeat. Like, I could spend hours doing that just for fun. It was unbelievable. Supposedly, there's going to be one in Washington D.C. at some point in time, but it's not open yet. So, if it ever happens,
Wreck-It Ralph version coming to.
There is. They also had that. I didn't quite see from the preview video. Like, the Stormtrooper one seemed kind of obvious. The Wreck-It Ralph one, I was like kind of. I don't really get, like, they don't show anything from a first-person perspective in the like sizzle roll.
Gotcha.
So it was kind of like, I don't even get what you do. Like, I don't know. Let's do the Star Wars one.
Gotcha.
I definitely know where I'm taking my mother next time we go down there.
Oh, it was totally worth it.
Disney Springs is a great, like, I don't know, go out to dinner one night at Disney Springs. Like,
yeah, we went to an Irish place while we were there, and I was surprised. Like, oh, there's also a show that's like included in the meal.
I've been to the Irish pub that's there. Yeah,
I just want to see a 73-year-old in a stormtrooper outfit shooting at things. Like, it's gonna be great.
Oh, believe me, you will both be entertained, along with anybody else who's in the room. I would love to see a video of what it looked like,
of what people are doing,
of like what we actually look like in real life.
That would be hilarious.
That would be good.
It's a lot like Kinect.
Yeah, I suppose so. But it was good, and it was Oculus branded stuff. So I guess they're the ones behind the thing. All right, so just to kind of shove through the rest of this much faster, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom is a garbage piece of movie.
Piece of movie, not even a whole movie. A piece of movie.
It was. You can't even have that's. Because it's so incoherent.
What is your favorite part? That they literally bred another dinosaur just like they did the last movie, or that the T-Rex is a ninja and sneaks up on the guy that literally faces the direction he's coming from?
The T-Rex thing. It's just like they're trying to go. Yeah, there were so many scenes that were just like, let's just copy something that happened in the original Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
Just do that again, just because. After a while, we just kind of. Every time another one would come along and be like, yep, that's from the first movie. Exactly.
Hey, do you remember the Mosasaurus and how it shows up at the beginning of the movie and then never again?
There's so many, like,
the ending was so dumb of like, where do you go from here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
like,
yeah,
what,
space. Dinosaurs on a plane.
Yeah. Dino Crisis 3.
They try to say, like, oh, the dinosaurs are going to breed or whatever. But they didn't bring enough dinosaurs back for that to happen. Even if they change genders, there's only one raptor left.
Who knows?
Who is the raptor going to breed with?
It's so stupid. I mean,
nature will find a way.
That raptor's going to die, and they're going to go extinct again.
Yes, please, and
that
faster.
Might be finding a way.
Yeah.
He was the only raptor in that movie. Anyway,
if I had to say one positive thing, I would say. It felt like a believable performance that would be Ian Malcolm after 25 years. It's like, yeah, I can see that, sure.
Jurassic World.
That is not your general day-to-day Jeff Goldblum. That was him being coached to say, hey, remember how you used to act? Do that again. And he did.
He did.
All right. Blade Runner 2049. Never thought I would have needed a sequel to the original Blade Runner. It's not like an all-time favorite or anything. I saw the theatrical cut once on VHS. I saw the director's cut once about 6 months ago or whatever it was when I talked about it on the show. I don't have like any major reverence for it, but this felt like a legit sequel.
It's like so good.
They got the tone, they got the music, they got CG stuff that look like models, or maybe they were models. I don't even know. I mean, there was a lot of like, they kind of zoomed in a little bit so that they don't have to show too much of the background at times. But yeah, I thought it was great.
My family can blame 3 years of art school on the original Blade Runner. Because I saw the opening scene and the models and was like, that's what I want to do, practical effects.
That was
spent
cool.
3 years in art school, which was a terrible idea.
We live and we learn.
We do. We do.
But it really...
Expensively.
It did well making it seem like this was a sequel to kind of like an offshoot of like the timeline of reality. Like there's no way that our actual existence at this stage is any version of what the Blade Runner whole thing is.
I don't know, dystopian future, like
yeah, but like how they got there and what things are futuristic and what things still seem like they're kind of like in the 80s, or like it was. But I like that. I like that they kind of stuck to that aesthetic kind of.
Like I say, Dave Bautista can act. Like he was.
Yes,
he was pretty good in that.
Sure. Yeah. I'm still not quite sure what the deal is with Jared Leto's character, or what happened, or anything about anything.
Yeah, that was like a loose end, right? You just kind of.
Yeah, I figured they would touch on because he's only in like 2 scenes, right?
Yeah. And
both of them are like super weird.
I mean, there was some. Yeah, I kind of wish that would have, but whatever. I mean, it wasn't really about him, but yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, all right. So, and to as the last thing, real fast, I never saw Split until a couple of weeks ago, where I was like, I should watch that because Glass is about to come out, and I liked Unbreakable. Yeah, I heard Split pretty good.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched Split.
The last 30 seconds of Split of the whole movie. I mean,
it's kind of the best part.
It really is.
But I will say, for most people who think that he's ever made a good movie at all, Sixth Sense pretty much are like, The Happening. I mean, it's like if everybody
Avatar.
just mutually agrees that The Sixth Sense is the best movie he's ever made, I'm going to say I thought this was probably the second best movie. Because what else was better?
Better than Unbreakable.
I mean, it's close.
Unbreakable.
It's so close, long. But that ending, and it's because it's
better than The Village.
I wouldn't even call it a twist. It was just the way they portrayed the real villain of the movie. And sorry, Tiny, and anybody else hasn't seen it. This is going to be at least a pretty major spoiler.
No,
I already know.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not. No, it's not the connection. It has nothing to do with, almost nothing to do with James McAvoy.
Oh,
that uncle, the uncle was the real villain. That scumbag.
Oh,
I was like,
you're right.
The moment where she's in the car and it's like she's about to turn him in. That's the way I read that scene. I was like, he's finally gonna get it. Because he deserves to just be put in a cell with no light for the rest of his existence.
That's
where I was like, okay, good. There's actual grounded villainy in this movie, and it was exposed, hopefully, and the only thing that the way the storyline leading up to it balanced out is how he kind of recognized the. Her distance. So I appreciated that. So that to me was like the way it worked out very well in the end.
So this is still related to Split, but on a different topic, because I just looked up the Wikipedia article for M. Night Shyamalan to see what else he made.
Yeah.
And he turned the drug dealer from Unbreakable into a character that shows up in both Split and Glass.
I don't remember.
He has like a cameo in Unbreakable where he's the guy that Bruce Willis senses is the bad guy in line, or one of the bad guys in line.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to see it again to have any idea.
Yeah.
I'm like,
because there really aren't that many characters in Split. There's I don't know, a dozen actors or less.
There's one guy who does a whole bunch of stuff, but everybody else.
Yeah, right. So, and I've heard Glass is not good, but I would watch it at this point.
Yeah, I would see it. I just haven't had a chance to.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I've talked for like an hour, so Tiny, come on, say something to save me from this.
Okay. I'm gonna be quick. I watched Tag, which is that movie about those adults playing tag, and that movie was much better than I thought it was going to be. Like, it's generally funny.
I've heard that before. I've heard it's surprisingly good.
It's very funny. I also
doubt it. But...
I went to read up on like.
I doubt it.
I went to read up about the true story it is based off of, and it's like I don't know. It was fun to see what it's Jeremy Renner, Hannibal Buress, yes.
Jeremy Renner.
John Hamm.
John Hamm, yeah.
Yep.
Isn't Ed Helms in it too?
I realize I don't know actually most of these people's names. Yes, John Hamm and
Leslie Nielsen.
That dude with the face.
The guy, he's
Leslie Nielsen's in it.
No, he was just
Surely.
Another
He's been
movie.
dead for a decade, but he was in this movie.
He was in this movie. In spirit.
Well, with CG nowadays.
Yeah, you can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
With I forget who's the last one.
Grand Moff Tarkin's in it.
Jake Johnson. Jake Johnson, who was just in Spider-Man. That's what I was saying. He was in Spider-Verse. He's Peter Parker. So he's also the control guy in Jurassic World. He's the control room guy. So yeah. Anyway, it was a fun movie. They do this whole thing. It kind of turns at the end and gets a little more serious than I thought it was going to. So you should. It's on HBO. That's why I just turned on it and said,
wow.
like, oh, let me see what was on, and I watched that. I now have to be up at 7 a.m. and at my parents' house tomorrow morning because my father brought a 4K television.
Did you say bought or brought?
Bought.
Okay.
He bought it
to watch like Good Morning America and wants it set up by then. Or what are we talking about?
He bought it from Best Buy, got delivery, and then he said, "Well, my dad is retired now. He's a crossing guard. Well, I can't be there for the afternoon, so deliver in the morning. Not that he could be there in the morning.
Hey, retired. Congrats.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're there to accept the TV?
I am there to literally sign for the TV.
Wow.
Now, is he expecting the TV to be in his home or yours? Because if he didn't specify.
Yep. That's a good point.
So, part of the reason we're like having this discussion is at one point I asked to borrow a TV for Extra Life weekend because we were one down, and he's like, "Well, you can take this TV now." I'm like, "Okay, that's very generous. Like, it's very nice. It's like 2 months too late, so I don't need it I don't need another TV in this house now." But hey,
it's an ED TV.
Oh, so, yeah, you said Extra Life, and somehow I was thinking Extra Life United.
That's what I thought.
Like you're gonna put it on the plane, like.
I'm gonna put it in the car. I'm actually bringing all the equipment. No,
this is my carry-on, a 70-inch television.
But you know what? It's no worse than when I went through security with 14 controllers, and they swabbed every one of them. It was also a slow day in Philadelphia airport. So not as bad as they swabbed every card in one of my friends who was bringing like a board game down. Because any one of them could have been a compressed thing of C4, was their logic. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's true of anything.
Exactly. I also think, you fly on a Wednesday in the middle of the week at 1 p.m., no one's doing anything. So, there was no line when I got there. And then the last thing, and I don't know if you guys have heard about this, there's been some drama around FaceTime.
Oh, yeah. People can hear your conversations right before you accept the call.
Yeah, well, so if someone does a FaceTime session, starts a FaceTime session with you, and then calls their own phone, because in the new iOS they added group FaceTimes, and then calls their own phone and adds it to the group, all participants on the group calls phone, mic and video will turn on. So you never have to accept the call to be joined in because of this.
Well, I mean, they're saving you time.
Right,
I mean,
this
this is a feature. This is a bullet point.
Yeah.
So I turned off FaceTime at the beginning of the week.
You should just smash your iPhone. That's probably the more logical.
Yeah, I mean, it's just go there right now. Anyway, so I turned off FaceTime at the beginning of the week. I get a call this morning, or like midday, from my sister, very irate. Why did you call me at 2:30 in the morning?
Oh.
What are you talking about? I didn't call you. I was asleep, and like, whatever. And I'm like, I'm sending her pictures. Like, there's no log. I turned off FaceTime. There's no log of this. No one else that's on this call is on there. This is the second time she's gotten a random like FaceTime call from a family member that no one else has gotten, even though it's supposed to be a group chat.
That's creepy.
So I need to. Well, I don't know if it's creepy or it's her phone's broken. I think
Did she turn off her
I think
FaceTime?
it's more the latter. Like, I think it's she should, but she won't. Anyway,
Oh, well, that's yeah.
It's more the latter. I think it's. I think her phone needs to be factory reset because, like, I can't. There's not like I even went back into the router logs to see like, did like a signal come from my house? And weirdly, nothing was coming from inside the house,
Except the call.
So
They're watching you.
right, like
It was good, Keon.
so. Anyway, so it's just I was like, so I was talking with my brother about it. I'm like, you've turned off FaceTime, and he has. I know they're making changes on Apple side, but to end around this so that users don't have to. But if you have an iOS device that is able to use FaceTime, maybe disable it for now. So
You're on like a grid.
let's be honest. If you're on a phone, you're just going to text them anyway. Who actually
Maybe
wants
buy
to
a
talk
Windows
to you?
phone and really be safe and secure?
So
Because it doesn't work.
Don't knock the Windows Phone.
security through
I had those
obscurity.
for many years.
So
Getting laughed at. You have a Windows phone.
I got
Secure-
one in a shoebox.
Best phones I've ever had.
security through obscurity, not a real security plan. So
Not.
so
It is if no one else knows about it.
Yes.
It causes me pain, physical pain.
It's not
Thinking
a
about
lie
that.
if you believe
If you believe it.
Mm.
terrible. You're the people that keep me up at night. Anyway, those are probably the highlights. Let's call them of this week. Aaron, what about you?
I'll be brief as well. Since Keon just popped into the chat, I'm gonna mention him real fast. He did a podcast last week where he mentioned, like I said, medical issue he had that stopped him from gaming for a little bit of time. I think he had some temporary nerve damage, if I'm recalling correctly.
Wow.
You should definitely check out that show. It was very eye opening. It's not as long, and he's been away for a little while. But that was one of the reasons why. It's because of some of the medical stuff he went through. So I'm something he doesn't mind me mentioning because he did a podcast about it. So I think he's comfortable often talking about it. But and not just gaming. I mean, if you woke up and you couldn't, if one of your hands was in a fist and you couldn't control it, that would freak me. That's scary. I mean, but by the grace of God, he's doing better. He said he's been doing some gaming, so he's feeling better, and that's a good thing. So
right.
Shout out to Keon. I was gonna spend about 45 minutes talking about the Fire Festival documentaries, but I'm gonna spare you all and not do that.
Thank goodness.
Nah,
For
I'm
a
kidding.
second there, I thought you didn't like me.
I don't, but I'm not gonna do that.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'll just
You
say,
do.
Will, you mentioned something on Twitter about you read that somebody was involved with the Netflix version.
From my understanding, someone involved with the production of the Netflix version was also involved with the festival. Like there's some kind of like conflict of interest there, and the Hulu version does a better job of breaking down the repercussions on like the people that did not get paid. But I haven't watched either one of them yet, so I've got no idea.
I've seen both. And hearing you say that, the Hulu one initially to me, I thought they were trying to like paint it as, let's make Billy sympathetic, and when he was, they went through the whole thing about when he was a kid, he was selling crayons and kids would break their crayons. I'm like, shut up, man! Like the man, like he's a fraud. Like let's not pretend and whitewash this like he's some kind of hero or something. But then by the end of the Hulu one. You're right. The Hulu one was much more objective about these are the numbers. This is the fraud. This is who he screwed over for this much money. Whereas the Netflix one, it touches on it, but it's more. It's not as the specificity isn't there about exactly how much he was taking and who he was taking it from.
Now, you know that he, while he was, I guess, arraigned or like getting sued,
Yeah. Oh,
he was also in the process
Yep.
of carrying on another scam.
Yes. Okay, see, that was the Netflix one.
That's
Like,
guts, man. Like that's balls right
you were
there.
out
I
on
gotta
bail,
applaud that.
still pretending to sell Beyonce tickets
I
that you
mean,
don't have.
listen, you got to be true to yourself, and the man is a con artist, so he's living the dream.
Yeah. And I like the Hulu's take on more of the Ja Rule stuff, where like he was on the Noriega show. I forgot the other guys on the Drink Champs. You know, they're drinking, so he's like, the whole idea was mine. Not the whole, but like, I was one of the brains behind it. It was like, dude, this was an investment for you, man. You like, he had nothing to do with like the actual app or Magnesis, whatever that crap was, because it just the whole thing. Like, it would take you about 3 hours to watch both documentaries, and you feel like, oh, they're very redundant, and they are, but it's worth watching because it's interesting that to see someone try to paint this guy as like it's tenacity, it's stick-to-itiveness. No, it's you robbing more people for investment money to put out fire. It was him just robbing Peter to pay Paul over and over again. It's
privileged narcissism allowing him to believe that he has committed no wrong. Instead of watching it, I'll just listen to you.
And then one thing I was telling my wife about this in the Netflix one. This one guy who happened to be gay. He says that Billy talked him into. Okay, they had to pay for like
I know this.
Okay, an Avion truck was gonna drop off like, I don't know, thousands of gallons of water, of Avion water for this thing.
Okay.
And they didn't have the money for it. Billy somehow convinced this man. Like, this man is older than Billy. Older, been planning events, has a career, I'm assuming self-respect.
Oh wait, he didn't pay for
Not
it.
anymore.
Did he pay for it?
Oh no, it's much worse than that.
So he convinced him, like, yo, you have to go to where the water guy is. This is in the Bahamas, mind you. And, like, give the guy a blowjob. He'll give us the water.
What?
And the guy, like, agreed. I'm like, really, man? Like, I thought to myself, like, it's disgusting for you to ask him to do that. You figure, oh, he's gay, he'll do. That's disgusting. That's gross. But
so
for
bad.
you to agree to do it, it's just like, and not that if it was somebody young trying to make an impression, it would have been better. But like, you've been doing this longer. Surely you have more respect for yourself.
Man,
Apparently not.
This guy has the timeshare pixie dust or something.
I just
convince people to do whatever.
Let me ask a dumb question.
Huh.
And maybe this will be a dumb question.
Yes.
Does that say that there have been peculiar situations in, like, was he surprised by this request? Or was like, is this something that it seems like, oh, okay, I have to do this again?
That's a good question.
It's a form of barter.
I mean,
as in he read the guy to say, okay,
No,
I got
okay,
the,
which one of you is really thirsty? Who wants some water? The worst. Like, which one? Yeah, okay.
I guess if someone made that request and like, what?
Well, I mean, okay. Just for the record, the guy doesn't do it.
Okay.
But the fact that he was prepared to do it just rubbed me the wrong way. Like, you don't respect. Like, what is wrong with you?
And the thing is, then he gets on something that's going to be televised and tells people he was willing to go through with it.
But even the way he sets up the whole story, like, this is between you and us, right? Like in the joke, like, clearly you're on camera. Clearly you know this is a documentary. Dude, we can see you. So it's like,
don't
nuts.
admit to that.
It's worth watching. Because, I mean, this is the same guy where, like, Billy, like, yells at, like, the caterer who he, like, hired, like, 4 weeks before an event, fires them, hangs up the phone, and turns to the same guy who he had asked this request for, or asked to do this. Can you find, like, a caterer? It's just like, dude, the event is in, like, 2 weeks. It's, like, I'm telling you, it is worth watching, because it is just wild to see how people, like, you read about people who are very charismatic and are able to get people to do things they would normally do, and you're like, wow, like, and you think, how can anybody go along? But to see the number of people that are just the people who live in the Bahamas, who did all that work, working like almost 24-hour days, like for weeks. I mean, theoretically, and so I mean, you'll collapse if you don't actually rest. But who never got paid? Did all that work, never got paid. Like it just it's crazy. And I know the initial. I mean, I remember when it came out, people are laughing about the picture of the toast with the cheese on it and the lettuce and the tomato. Like, this is the VIP dinner. We all had a good laugh because the idea is like so much people with too much money, more money than sense, losing their money. You're like, hey, who cares? A lot of people who don't have more money than sense, who got screwed.
Yep.
It was an interesting watch. That much I can say. So, I've said a lot more than I thought I was going to.
No, this is a good rant. I'm a fan.
And the last thing I was going to say is, supposedly there's a rumor that Killmonger is going to be in the sequel to Black Panther, which I don't quite understand.
Hey, they brought back Darth Maul.
Yeah, they did.
So
they can do whatever they want.
That's
Disney owns all of this now.
That's a bad.
They put him back in front of the camera.
So the theory is that the Captain Marvel intervention in Avengers 2 is going to involve alternate timeline time travel. Like, because the directors of Avengers said everyone who turned to dust is dead. Done. That's it.
Well, there's a Homecoming. This is
I know, but they could
trailer.
They could, like, that could make sense. I mean, it's a comic book movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Homecoming comes out after
Far From Home.
Far From Home.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Far from. I'm sorry. Far From Home. It does come out after the.
It's like July, right?
Avengers.
Yeah, it comes out 2 months or 3 months after Avengers.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's after, but I mean, X-Men did it. So
yeah, I don't want to bring that up. Apparently,
this isn't no.
Apparently, the test screenings of the Dark Phoenix did not go over well at all, which is not a surprise.
Shock.
Oh
Because they've been floundering forever.
Yeah.
They did 2 really good movies and then forgot how could we make this awful? I know.
Mike fell asleep through the third one.
I mean, that's not much of a criticism of anything. For one thing, the movie started at 10:30.
Yeah, we did go to a late showing.
So I mean, but beside that, yeah, it was a terrible movie.
The kill
Well, Super Wolfkin says killing Killmonger instead of redeeming him or using him as a multi-movie villain was a mistake.
I don't know. I kind of.
I see what you mean. I don't know.
Who's been a multi? Loki's the only multi-movie villain, right?
Yeah, he's getting his own TV
I guess
show.
you could say Thanos was in the background, but he didn't actually do anything for most. He sat on a throne for most of those movies.
He thought Ronan would do his bidding.
That creed.
I mean, I think it had a lot of kind of oomph to the end of the movie with him
really
dead.
Did.
Yeah, I think that had a lot of dramatic effect to it.
Because Killmonger basically went out on his own terms and said,
Wolfman said Magneto. Yeah,
I've got my.
Oh, I'm not counting the X-Men, but let's not. Let's not talk about the X-Men.
Somebody on Twitter brought up a good point because I remember sitting in the theater watching Black Panther every time I've seen it and really liking. I mean, the scene where he dies and he mentions, the Middle Passage, people who died during the Middle Passage.
Yeah,
and somebody brought up a good point. They were like, your ancestors are the people who actually survived the Middle Passage. Because if you didn't make it to the Middle Passage, you didn't make it here, so you were dead. So it was. I never thought about that. I was like, that's a good point. It never dawned on me
But I mean, I still get the spirit of what he was saying.
Yes,
yeah.
I think I was more. Yeah, I was into it.
Yeah, because I didn't think of that either.
I never thought about that.
Physically, that makes sense.
I mean, technically, those. Yes, they could have been your ancestors, but because they didn't survive, but if you take it literally, maybe, but it was still a valid point of like, yeah.
Wait.
Still a good speech.
I'm confused.
Oh, yeah.
We mean Killmonger as in the characters.
Yes.
Family.
Yeah. What did you?
Why? No, I'm just trying to figure out. At that point, Wakanda would have already been a separatist, like would have been a secret nation. Like they wouldn't have, in theory, been impacted by that.
His mother.
But his mother is
Not Wakandan.
no, she's not Wakandan, is she?
Nope.
Yeah.
His father is.
Yep.
Wait. Do they confirm that?
Yes, because she is from like the local area, like New York
They live in Oakland.
Yeah,
or wherever. I don't know.
U.S.
That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to remember. Like, did she come with the father out of?
No, because he was a spy
Father
sent
was
to
the
infiltrate.
spy.
Yeah,
Yeah, was
yeah.
one of the war dogs.
Yep.
So yeah, okay.
To refresh your
that's a
memory,
fair point.
Dogs need love too.
you could go see it in the theater real soon if you'd like.
For free.
for free.
Yeah. Or I could walk over and put the Blu-ray in. But yeah, I mean, I could go to the theater and watch it again, or I could watch it at home.
I think my wife saw that 4 times. Like every time she got like, I'm going to see Black Panther. I'm like, all right, I'll be here. She just kept going. I was like, all right, cool.
I think I saw it in theaters 3.
I saw it twice.
I was gonna say twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I kept having friends that wanted to go see it, and I was like, sure, why not? It's really good.
it's a day. Let's go.
Yes, go.
All right. Wolfkin says he saw it 6 times.
Damn.
Man,
That's what's up. All right.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie that many times.
Any movie
You mean-
ever?
you mean in
on
the theater?
cable?
In theater.
In the theater.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna say right now the movie that I saw the most times in the theater probably is this is because we had a $1.50 movie show. Was Ace Ventura: Pet Detective?
What?
You should just
Come
kept that to
on.
yourself.
I saw that 4 times.
I mean,
You feel
okay.
a shame.
It was
If we're going,
hilarious.
if we're going down this road, the movie I saw, especially as a kid in theaters, Batman Forever.
You could have picked like the
Wait.
The
You're talking about the
original.
first Ace Ventura, right?
yes, not the second.
Okay.
The first.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
'Cause in my mind, I was thinking it was the sequel.
No.
I'm sorry. Did you just say the first Batman movie? The movie that
No.
no,
The first Ace Ventura.
no. What Aaron said.
No. 89 Batman, not
Right. I would have been 5.
not powdered.
I would have been 5.
What do you call it? I can't think of the name.
In '66.
Like, do you
Not-
think I was going to a lot of movies?
Bat shark repellent.
Was I making a lot of choices for myself at that point in
Yeah,
time?
you were 5.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Wolfkin says his is the Mighty Ducks.
good movie.
I've only seen the first one. I never saw the other 8. But yeah.
There's only the first 3 are pretty good movies.
The first 3.
The
Come
There's
on.
more than one Mighty
I mean,
Duck.
did they win like the championship game after every single
well, no,
one?
so they go to the second one. They go to it's not actually the Olympics. It's
Space.
like
Final Frontier.
it's like some like the Pan American Games or whatever. Some stand-in for the Olympics.
The
And
World
like,
Games.
maybe it was actually the Olympics. It might have been the World Games though. So they do this and they get introduced to several other new people, and there's like a guy who's a cowboy and a figure skater, and these are to replace the people that did not sign on for the sequel.
I vaguely remember this.
And then
Vaguely.
the
I thought it was a
third
fever
one-
dream or a nightmare.
And then the third one,
both.
they all go to a private school, and like I think they're the JV
I think you're thinking
team.
of the third Child's Play.
No, they're the JV team, and then the varsity team doesn't like them, but like even more of the characters have fallen off. So like, I don't think you have the 2 like bruisers anymore, because I think one of them was the White Ranger.
Is Emilio Estevez still in all these?
No, he does not show up. I think he makes a cameo in 2.
He's too good for
But
them.
Just his
don't-
thumb makes a cameo.
I don't think he's the coach in 2. Anyway, yeah, and I'm almost certain he's
Wolfkin
not.
says you're right, so I guess that means that you're right. If Wolfkin says so.
Though actually, he might show up in 3 because I think he takes over the skate shop from the first one.
He played a garbage man in the third movie.
I haven't seen Men at Work in such a long time. I need to watch that movie because I've been quoting that Fries line like my whole life, And
They did have to learn to play defense in the third movie. Anyway, and then there was the cartoon series, which had nothing to actually do with the Mighty Ducks because they were anthropomorphic ducks. From space
that's what I thought I remembered.
That fought aliens,
which was amazing.
They they were all their technology was hockey based,
which to me always reminded me of all the gadgets that Wayne Gretzky had on Pro Stars. Yeah,
their gunshot pucks and whatnot.
Makes sense to me.
Pro Stars. The days. All right. We did get a little piece of feedback from Javon. He says, "Hey folks, are you all excited about SteamWorld Quest? When I saw the Nindy thing, I was hoping that they would say it was available now. Oh well, I gotta wait. I noticed that they said it's coming to Switch first. It'll be on everything. Hopefully that means the Vita too."
No.
Yeah, I doubt the Vita. But that
they also
game
announced
does look
it's not
great,
coming
though.
to 3DS.
It is?
It is not.
Oh, well, yeah, I can see that.
So.
No, SteamWorld Quest looks really good. I'm looking forward to that. I love Dig too.
So.
And
I love
Heist. Heist was good too.
Heist. I enjoyed Heist.
Yeah, Heist was good.
I'm actually in the dark. I have no idea. I'm ashamed to admit
you
that.
You ever played SteamWorld Dig?
Nope.
Okay, play SteamWorld Dig 2 because it's better than Dig 1. Play
you probably own
Heist.
it.
You probably do own it and don't even know it.
Who knows?
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, whether you even asked for it or not, they kind of just added it to most accounts, whether it be Steam or PlayStation or Xbox.
Into your house and put it on one of your systems. Yeah.
They put one under your pillow.
That explains a lot. Yikes!
I bet it does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You woke up with a Steam code tattooed to your arm. You put it into the computer, and it's just Steam World.
It's actually shaved into the fur of my cat. So I thought they'd done it himself as some kind of protest, but this just makes more sense, I guess. So
if you say so, that's one way of looking at it.
You woke up, you saw a weird number carved into your cat, and you said, "Well, I assume they did that to themselves."
He has no opposable thumbs, but I'm sure he know how to do that.
He can't open doors.
He just declared that he was a prisoner, and this was his prison number.
He thinks he is.
And then he somehow did it.
No, you're his prisoners in his mind.
Hey, let me just throw this out here real quick because I made a Raptor reference for Clever Girl, but think about it. Dr. Grant describes how raptors attack at the beginning of Jurassic Park, like terrorizes that child with they're going to cut you across the belly and then start eating your intestines and you're alive. And then the only person that gets killed by a raptor in that movie, and actually really in all the movies, they never do that. There's not a single person in any Jurassic Park movie that is attacked like Dr. Grant.
So Grant is actually a clown.
But we don't know that. Because Samuel L. Jackson, we don't know how he died.
Okay, here's the thing. Sutter Kane is in Jurassic Park.
Into that bundle of cables.
In the Mouth of Madness is the sequel to Jurassic Park. So, or is it the prequel?
I'm saying.
That is a freaky movie, by the way.
I did watch that. I couldn't tell you a single thing about it.
It
did not leave an impression, whatever it was.
Oh, it left an impression on me. They should remake that with better effects, or maybe not even do that. It kind of works the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's talk about games we played. Will, you first.
So I have an unhealthy obsession with Golf Story.
What's unhealthy about it?
It's good.
I have never liked sports game in my life. It is just not my genre. If I want to play sports,
How do you call that a sports game?
I don't even think that qualifies.
It's not. But at first glance, I've been like, golf. Nope, I'm good. But I got talked into this and shelled out the cash after MagFest, and it's really good. It's amazing. I've been pleasantly surprised. My wife thinks I'm crazy because I actually hate golf in real life, and she wonders why I spend hours staring at my Switch playing at it. But it's surprisingly deep for parts of the stories, like the father-son reunion. Was not expecting that with Coach. Like it's good. The gameplay is amazing. very smooth. So I highly recommend it. I've only had the Switch for like a month now, so I'm still exploring.
Oh, you're still in the glow of the Switch in the first place. Anything on it would be amazing.
No, that is not true, because there is a crap ton of shovelware and crap in the store.
That's true.
That should not grace anyone's machine on any platform.
Once that kickstand gets a little wobbly, we'll see where your loyalties lie, my friend.
Okay, that's
Don't
fair.
Use it. That's the
real. That's the lesson. Never just put the SD card in there, slap it together, never open back up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to. I bought actually a little stand for it. That's the first thing I did. A case, a stand. I'm a nightmare on electronics. I break things very easily, apparently. So this way, hopefully, I will not destroy it by accident. But yeah, then BattleTech. If y'all have not played that on Steam yet or PC, it's really good. If you like XCOM, it's
Johnny does, but he walked away.
It's good. I've been a fan of BattleTech since I was a wee lad, because I played tabletop. And that was like the first tabletop game I ever played. I had older siblings who got me involved, and I still play BattleTech. I've got many sitting on my paint shelf that I'm putting together now. And I've played all the MechWarrior games. But for me, the PC BattleTech game really captures like that tabletop experience. It's an attrition game. There's a lot more strategy involved in it, and kind of the mid-range than necessarily at the beginning and the end. Because there does reach a point when you're just like, nope, I'm just going to roll over you. I am bigger than you, and I'm going to punch you in the face with rockets until you die.
Like you do.
Like you do.
Not fire rockets at somebody, punch you in the face with a rocket
until you die. Or hit you with a large, smooth bore cannon in your face and kill you dead. But it's like XCOM, but I'm gonna say better. Just see if I can get a rise out of Tiny. Yeah.
Zero?
BattleTech.
Oh, I loved BattleTech last year.
So
it was like in my top 5.
So good.
I don't remember mentioning BattleTech ever.
That's not true at all, but okay.
I don't remember it either. So
I honestly don't remember mentioning BattleTech.
Literally in my.
I remember you talking about
Into the Breach ago.
Plenty, but
I remember being taken aback that your entire top 10 was just like mine. I remember that from last year.
So you don't remember BattleTech? It's a shame.
I didn't have
last
BattleTech.
Year, you mean like 2 weeks ago?
Aaron doesn't play enough indie games for him to have had BattleTech on there.
So on top of BattleTech being good, the BattleTech tabletop game it was supposed to release close to the release of the actual PC game. But Catalyst Games, the producer of the tabletop game, has a supply train, and it actually did not release until last week. The new 30th anniversary edition of the game, which I immediately picked up. And the minis are great. Like, they're gorgeous. They're plastic. The gameplay hasn't changed. If you like the PC game, try the tabletop. It's fun. So yeah, I have an unhealthy obsession with that as well. My other two are Subnautica Below Zero, which is in early release, and Subnautica was great. So I immediately picked that up.
DLC or like a sequel, or what is that?
It's a standalone sequel.
It's a full sequel?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And slap a 2 on it then.
There's not. I don't think. Let me check my library. Nope, just Subnautica Below Zero. So far, it's good. Once again, it's early access, so it's still kind of, there's a lot going on there. But and they're very tongue in cheek. There are some assets that are poorly named, and if you read the description, once you scan items, the developers go, "Yeah, this isn't fixed yet. Sorry, our bad. We'll get around to it." In the actual game text, which is, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, it's early access.
Exactly. But it's totally worth it. And Mystic Veil, Aaron,
Mystic Vale.
I blame you.
Mystic
I blame
Vale
you.
is awesome. Mystic Vale is great.
It's a phenomenal game. I need to get the hard copy version.
I want to, but I feel like logistically, because I played the digital one first, it seems like a lot of work to manipulate the sleeves. But I still want to try it.
Next time you come over here, I will probably have the hard copy version, and we can beat some people up at it. So,
Tiny, if you can get your hands on it.
Oh, this is that card game
Yes.
you were promoting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He said I was promoting.
Well, I mean, not like in
the
a sense
tattoo
that you're
isn't
getting
that big.
kickback.
I mean,
That's
it's
just mean like, yeah, you said you got the like what PC version?
Yeah, that's all it's on. It's just on Steam right now.
yeah.
It is really fun, and it's something that I would have never thought I would really get into, but I love it. It's great.
If it were on Switch, I would never put it down.
Pretty much, it would just get that. Yeah, it's like a daily thing. Like you know how you would come home and play Titanfall 2?
Mm-hmm.
That's I play it pretty much around every night, at least a round or two.
Okay.
They just went out of early access today.
I was recording the video for it and realized at the end, I went back to the main menu screen that it was no longer. I forgot, like, oh yeah, it's early access.
I currently lead the leaderboard on that because I have a problem. So yeah,
in the world.
Yeah,
I was 39.
Wow.
37 at one point.
Yeah.
But
so I shouldn't even try, is what you're saying.
No, you should try.
You should
It's
definitely try.
fun.
It is.
Aaron's just bad at games.
I mean,
It's
39
different.
in the world.
It's different when I say it. Okay?
right, but time out. 39 out of what? If it's out of 40, then
Like 100. So it was, and it was early access. So 8 people had access to it. So it's not.
Let's just take a peek. Out of I don't know,
50?
200 more.
Okay.
I'll take
Yeah,
it.
Is that
about
all the people that have played this?
That's all the people that have played since this afternoon. Like the leaderboards have only been open for like a few hours. So
Okay.
yeah.
But still, yeah. I mean, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It sounds like a good physical game as well.
It's very quick.
Yeah, it is kind of quick. But the thing about the game is you take
like that.
cards and you put them into slots. So the physical one, you have to have the sleeves to put it, in the top slot, middle, and bottom. So it's like a little more work to play.
I forgot this was a physical game, and when I saw the PC version, I went, "This is really cool. I don't know how this would work as a physical game." Slotting those cards in, and then I saw like a playthrough of it on YouTube, and went, "Oh, okay."
Oh.
Now the problem is, for someone who has played board games for years and years and years, I definitely could see someone being able to like read cards when they shuffle because
based on like the weight,
the density, yeah. So,
But that's something you could pretty much only do like in the early
once
game.
or twice, yeah.
Yeah, but then as you keep going, it's really fun though. Like I'll have a video for it tomorrow. It's like I said, it's when you describe it, it's like why would I want to do this? But it's so much. It's really fun though. You earn mana points and you buy cards and
it's very good.
It's very good.
Very good.
It's a very good game.
And then there's Carsicon, which are you gonna get the digital version of that now that you know how to play, Aaron?
That's what we've been playing the the traditional one at the house. So, yeah. It's fun. I'm enjoying that as well.
The one thing about the digital version of that, it saves a lot of time where it does not allow you to attempt to lay a tile down that doesn't work. Whereas in real life, you may be taking more time trying to figure out what are your choices on this turn you're trying to make.
That's true.
So yeah, the digital. I mean, they're both cool. Like I like it as a physical game, but as a digital game, you can save a lot of time and you get some bells and whistles out of it too.
Mike, why am I now just hearing that you like Carcassonne? Like, where were you 8 years ago when I asked you about this game?
When did the 360 version come out? Because I got my full 200 points on that, and I played that a lot.
I wish I would have known.
I remember Mike playing that.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it is good. I just haven't played it in a long time.
And the version I have, like the tabletop version I have, has the abbots and rivers, and we just use the abbots on the scoreboard. we don't even bother with that. We just like Yeah, they'll be the ones we keep score with. I mean, I've
Yeah,
read what they do. It's like, just the level of complexity that we're playing it at is fine.
Yeah.
It's hard enough explaining how like farmers work to people. So they lay there the whole time? Yes. They don't do anything? No. So what do? If the city is in the field you're laying and you get 3 points per city. What do the farmers do? Like, just, forget it. Forget it.
They take up one of your markers for the rest of the game. Just
Exactly.
leave them alone.
I mean, that's fair. We had like, what, 8 degrees between 6 people over here trying to figure out.
Yeah. Well, we restart the game because we were playing it wrong.
It's been so long since I've opened that box.
Yeah.
So long.
Good stuff. What else you been playing?
That's pretty much it. I play a little bit of Rocket League just now and then, just to because it's fun, and I have been playing Destiny too. Don't judge me. I enjoy it.
Justin very happy.
I'm
on Steam?
Yeah.
Or on
Well, I play
not
on
Steam. On PC.
Yeah,
Sorry.
PC.
Whatever their launcher is.
Yeah. Me and a couple of my roommates get together every weekend, or my old roommates from college get together every weekend and kind of pick something and play that through. And Rocket League and Destiny 2 have been kind of our back and forth. A little bit of 7 Days to Die thrown in for flavor.
Is that a survival game?
It is. It's interesting. I think it changes like every week. They put a new update because it's still technically in early access. It's been in early access for like 3 years, maybe longer. I don't know, but it's the concept is you spawn, you avoid the zombies, you collect resources, you build a base, and on the 7th night of the day-night cycle, you get swamped with terrible things that come to eat your face. And that occurs every 7th night. So night 7, night 14, night 21. And you just try and see how long you can go before you're swamped and die horribly. The more people you have, the better it is. I've tried to play that solo, and that was a terrible idea. But yeah, I'm actually trying to focus now on games I have not beat, because my Steam games completed is at 20%.
It's actually at 20?
Yeah.
I don't even want to look.
So
I don't even want to look.
I've got to beat Divinity Original Sin 2 because I've restarted that like.
Where do you even go to find that stat?
It's in there. I forget where I found it. I found it today.
I'm curious now. I'm very curious to see.
I still haven't beat BattleTech because I restarted after the update.
What my score would be.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to actually finish things I start. That's a novel concept for me.
Oh, that's novel, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I have 672 Steam games. There's no way.
I can.
Yeah.
It's a total aside. Just speaking of Steam, I open it up and I see. I'm not even going to count this, but I'm just gonna estimate this is about 40 to 50 titles have an update out of nowhere.
So a lot of them are
something just happened with Steam, right?
Yeah, a lot of them are just validating.
Yeah.
So
a lot of them are 0 out of 0.
It won't actually download anything. So because I saw that and like Telltale games were getting. I'm like, those aren't getting updates. Don't lie.
No. A lot of the stuff is like, no, there's no way.
Like, yeah, don't lie to me. That game's not even.
So many games in here. This is nuts.
It's weird.
I suddenly feel a lot better. I only have like 180. So.
Well, no,
yeah.
You didn't meet Nitro, but yeah. How many was he? Like a couple thousand?
I can tell you momentarily.
He has a lot of Steam games.
What is that? What is
exactly? Like, yep.
How? What?
Well, he sells the cards and all that kind of stuff. So I even looked at those cards and I don't know how long. I don't even know what they do.
No, I don't care anymore.
G Nitro makes me feel better about myself, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I think he's probably at like 3,000 or something.
No,
crazy.
he was like 4,500 the last time I checked.
Okay, forget it.
Holy crap!
He plays Steam like most people play Pokemon. His Steam level is 137. Just to throw that out there.
What?
He has 5,940 games right now.
What's his completion ratio?
Where do you find that?
I don't see it displayed on his friends page.
But is that affected? Like if you run those things that just give you all the Steam achievements and you claim that you completed it?
Probably.
Yeah,
but he doesn't run the achievements thing. He runs the cards. The cards just are based on time. So
I was wrong.
That spoofs.
It still thinks I played the last Tinker City of Colors for 88 hours. That's just not true.
See, his 5,000 and whatever make me feel better about my number. So,
which is
760.
You got me beat, man. There you go.
So,
got you beat. You get like free games.
I feel like
I get free games too. I just don't get as many as Aaron does. So I can't like claim that as. But like it claims like my.
I bought every single Steam game that I own.
He claims my highest game is Torchlight 2, which I don't remember putting 140 hours into, but I mean maybe.
Hey, anything's possible.
And PUBG is right behind it with 105 hours. Like that's okay.
That's possible.
So.
EVE Online 707 hours.
No, Shovel Knight 36 hours. That's possible.
Time Clickers 94 hours. That I didn't actually play though.
Ukulele 26 hours.
XCOM 2.
So my longest probably actual because Eve could sit there like the launcher could sit open.
Spreadsheet.
My Rocket League time.
Space
391 hours,
wow.
and I know that's time actually played. I've been playing that since grad school.
I might have to look at this.
Mike,
I might have you beat on Rocket League. It's possible.
Well, with your Xbox time.
On the Xbox version, yeah.
Okay, I don't have the Xbox version.
I mean, yeah, whichever one you play, but like I'd have to. Can the website tell you that?
It should.
The app can probably tell you that, right?
Yeah,
assuming it's working.
The website can. You just click on the game. But my buddy Daniel that plays this with me has like probably 800 now. He's a monster on this thing.
There's Mike.
I at least take breaks.
Oh, you can get there faster than I know how to find it. So
Mike's games. So Mike owns 391 games.
You talk about Steam or Xbox?
Steam. I'm on Steam right now.
Oh.
So
Jeez,
Mike,
I feel like I got nothing.
Mike's top is 111 hours in PUBG on here.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
And then immediately drops to 35 hours for his number 2, which is Saints Row 4.
Wow.
So
okay.
You somehow though put 27 hours into Road Redemption, which seems impressive.
Yeah. I
was wrong.
More, but yeah.
My buddy Daniel has put in almost 1,200 hours into Rocket League.
Okay, I don't have that many hours. I know
That's
that
a lot of hours
for sure. No way.
I know that's time played too. Like it's not just sitting there with a launcher. It does make me feel better. He has the same average game completion rate that I do. So
wow.
All right. Who's next?
I guess that's me. So right before the show, I quote unquote beat Celeste, and I say that because after the credits rolled and I got control of the character again, there's a whole new level.
Yes.
So I need to do that. So I guess that doesn't count in me having completed it.
So you beat nothing.
Well, I beat some levels. And I didn't have to do any of the, tone it down or infinite lives or whatever. Yeah, it's madness. The game drives me insane. It said I died 1,440 times, something like that.
Jesus.
It's crazy. Every time I played, there was never a night or day or anything that I turned it on and I played. And I felt good about life, and I turned it off just because I felt like I've played enough. I will play more another day. It was always, I can't take one more second of this game. I have to turn this off now before I rip the television off the wall and throw it into the pool.
Tell us how you really feel.
Exactly. Don't hold back.
Get that soapbox.
It's a fantastic game. I mean, the fact that I can't control myself, I don't take that away from the game, especially because they really kind of like touch upon that within the story. It's this sort of peel off the layers of an onion of your character, and I felt like I learned things about myself as I played it. Like, it was just, I really
that sounds like a box quote.
Well, it sounds like baloney on a box quote, but
yeah.
But it was.
I mean, a lot of people said
it was really cool. So I wish it wasn't so difficult.
Yeah, I kind of got stuck and haven't been back.
But I got to a point where I said, I'm gonna play until I just can't. I'm not going to drive myself absolutely insane. As soon as I see myself getting frustrated and yelling at the game, I'm like, that's it. Especially if I made any progress at all, I'm turning it off for the night and I'll come back another day. And there were times where I played and I didn't do any better than one single checkpoint. And I said, that's progress. That's something I'm saving and quitting and done, because the way that the game works, it does a very good job of making sure that whatever progress you've made, it is recorded to a checkpoint. You don't have to finish a level. If you quit out, you're not going to go all the way back to the beginning of anything. Whatever checkpoint you've reached, which is either a screen or like late in the game, it's like signs that you made the sign, it records it. You're good now. As long as you've gotten to that point, you've done something, and it feels like you've accomplished something. I really appreciate that as well. So I'll give it a little bit of slack for the difficulty, because I will admit it is well crafted. All of the difficult parts of the jumps and whatever, it's a combination of memorization and pure skill level with your response time. And I don't have the best when it comes to that kind of thing. And it also made me feel like the D-pad on an Xbox controller, not as good as I thought it was. It is not without fault. So it's good for most things, but for things that need to be that precise that quickly, maybe it could be better.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but I enjoyed it, and I will definitely do that last level as long as it is not exceptionally more difficult. At which point I'll feel like I'm good. I've seen what I want to see, but it looks like there's still more story, and that's what I'd like to see more than anything. Black Ops 4 Blackout Mode. I got myself a solo victory.
Congratulations.
I don't think I've ever been more proud of myself in a video game moment. I've never done it on PUBG. I haven't played anywhere near enough Fortnite to even say. But like, of all the battle royale games I played, I've never even been alive for the end of a victory, like in a group game, like whatever. So like, Tiny, that one that you won that one time when we played in a 4-man in PUBG, like,
did I win one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I
cool.
saw that happen, but I'd been dead for quite some time, so I felt like I didn't really contribute to it.
I mean, you did. It was a team effort. But I don't remember.
Yeah, there you go.
Go team.
And then the only other one that I was involved in is my brother-in-law Joe and I were in a 2-man game on Xbox in PUBG, and I had died. I was watching him play. He won the game by crouching on the side of a hill. The circle closed. He never fired a shot the entire game, and then the only other person alive just quit. And that was a victory. And I was like, that is not satisfying at all.
A win's a win.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I
Tell
got
me it's not, punk.
The W column says what it is.
But the victory that I achieved, I got 4 kills, I killed the last other 2 people in the game. It just felt good. It was great. It was exactly what I wanted out of playing hundreds at this point of hours of battle royale games. And I'm sure lots of people who are much better than me go, "What are you talking about? I've won like 100 million games. You're a baby. Stop, blah blah blah." I'm terrible, and I was able to win a game, so I'm thrilled beyond. I played through to completion all of Time Spinner at this point, and I played all of it on the Vita. And basically because I bought it on the Sony platform, and you get the PS4 and the Vita version, and I was like, I just haven't played anything on the Vita in a long time, and I'm about to go on vacation. It seems like it's a great time to play something on the Vita. So I started at home, played it on the plane, played it a few nights while we were there, played it on the plane on the way home, and when we got home, I finished it up, and it's a very good Metroidvania style game. It's not incredibly long. I put 14 hours into it though. Most people said they put a lot less into it and was able to complete it, but I did almost everything there is to do in the game. I didn't find every little thing. I didn't get a platinum trophy, but I finished all the quest lines. I got 100% on all the maps, all that kind of thing. And it was enjoyable to play. Not a difficult game at all. I played it on normal. I only died at a handful of bosses. Like general gameplay, like exploring, I might have died once or twice, but it is not a difficult game, which I enjoy. Like I don't want to be frustrated in, like, I thought I was making progress, but then I died because something jumped out of a shadow and slit my throat, and then the game ended.
As they do.
That's not fun. I like, even as much as I like Symphony of the Night, there were plenty of moments where it's just like, look, I'm just trying to get to the save so I can record some progress, and then a cave troll dropped from the ceiling and spit, like, a dart of water into my eye, and I died. And it's like, that's not, I don't enjoy that. So, like, I had mentioned Chasm on my top 10 list for the year. That was a very easy game as far as the difficulty goes. This game was not quite that easy, but it's a better game. Overall, it is a better design game. The gameplay is a little bit better. And the general world is fleshed out much better in this game, in Time Spinner, than it is in Chasm. So if I had finished it before the end, I probably would have just bumped Chasm off my list and put Time Spinner instead. I will say, for anybody who has heard anything, read anything, whatever, about the general storyline, it is definitely intended to be an LBGTQ friendly style, not just friendly and then like ambivalent. It very much promotes like, it's trying to promote a positive image of gay people, transgender people, so on and so forth. But I gotta say, and I am a cisgendered white male, so on and so forth. Like, that is the perspective of what I'm about to say. But when you get to the end of this game and you've played you've done all the quests that everybody in the game gives you, all of what is revealed is there is only one clearly straight character in the game, and that is the ultimate bad guy. Every other person that you befriend is either gay, transgender, asexual, or you yourself are bisexual, who decides to engage in the relationship with a transgender person, for which there is no lead up of any kind other than one sentence of, I trust you enough to tell you that I am transgender. And then next thing you know, it's like, we're going to spend our lives together. And it's like, out of what? Like,
that's the really meaning. I mean, there's a lot of meaning in that statement,
and certainly
more than we even know.
And certainly there's, that's a general problem with most things in video game storylines. There's not a whole lot of, additional elements needed to kind of make it seem believable, because it's not a very story-driven game. It really isn't. But it seemed to me like there was something they were trying to do, despite the fact that they weren't able to get there. Like, just do it, even though we can't explain it. And it fell flat to me. I mean, maybe that's all it is. But it is not unnoticeable. If you don't do any of those quests, you wouldn't. You hardly encounter any of it. Amongst the unskippable story elements, there's like one major character that is definitely lesbian. Like that is outlined within the context of the relationship of that character. But if you skip all the quests, like, other than that, you wouldn't know that there's anything. But that's it's just the way it plays out. I'm not trying to disparage any of that in the general sense. I mean, for anybody who's gay, transgender, and not to try to gloss over it, but anything in that general vein, I have nothing against anybody of that sort. God bless you. Do what you feel is right. I support all decisions. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of it. It just struck me as it could have been done better. Maybe that's
certainly
all.
Sounds like somebody lost some pages of a script or something. It's just
partly
some context or something.
There's like things that you find that you can read. It basically makes it seem like the entire society, heterosexuality is the rarity, which makes it seem like, yes, they explain that a lot of the characters seem to be like, all right, it's time to procreate, so I'll go do that. It's not really what I want to do. I'll go do it. Like, there was literally a thing where you read where it was so-and-so character decides it's time to go into the city, to go make a baby. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, it just seemed odd.
There's to my knowledge, there is a film adaptation of the book Forever War coming out sometime in the next year or so, and that's a almost literal description of part of the novel, which is a great novel. Like, it is a phenomenal sci-fi book on like warfare and technology and time dilation and the hazards of non-fascist and light space travel and the effects on culture and warfare and individuals. But like, that's like 2 or 3 chapters from what you just described that sound almost plucked directly from that book.
No, interesting, because even though the game is called Time Spinner, I don't think I mentioned at any point the fact that you literally travel through time and change the the order of events and how things happen and so on and so forth. And the fact that you mentioned that and it's related, maybe there was
some inspiration.
Some inspiration, yes, maybe.
All right then.
So, but yeah, it's a fun game. It's really well crafted. The gameplay is very fluid, and I liked it a lot.
It was the Symphony of the Nightness that sort of attracted you to it, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, there are helper characters called familiars. Like, they don't even try to hide some things,
that's a term that's been used well before that. But yes,
yeah, but fair enough, but you know, it's clearly there are certain things like the merchant. The merchant is a crow instead of a human, but the room that the merchant like lives in is literally the exact same room from Symphony of the Night. There's the chair, there's the desk, it's in the library. It's like, you're just trying to show everybody you're stealing from the game at this point. I don't know.
That's an homage.
It is, but at least they came up with their own animations, unlike Chasm, which I still swear they just stole pixel art from Symphony of the Night and slapped it into the hands of the main character in that one. Both are Kickstarter Metroidvania style games, by the way, which is why I keep comparing one to the other. So, and neither one of them is terribly long. Anyway, I'm good. So Tiny, you've tried out the Resident Evil 2?
So I finished Resident Evil 2, the remake, on Leon's game.
Oh, you and 79% of everybody who played that game played as Leon first.
Leon A. Why
do you all hate women so much?
Yeah, that's totally what the case was.
True facts.
So, I mean, Leon was already late to work, and then anyway,
He's just trying to catch up. That's all.
There's so many weird things about Resident Evil 2, including he's like, I was told last week not to come in, so why are you here now? Like, you were told last week not to come here. Like, who told you, like, this week was a better week?
Everybody's dead, so nobody said, now it's all clear.
I think because he just started, he wanted to, like, start earning money so he could, live. So, I think that's...
Who told you to come? Anyway. Someone shows up that I told last week not to, anyway, whatever. So I played through Leon Campaign A on Standard, and I had pretty much forgotten about Mr. X. And I had pretty much forgotten about Mr. X. And then that
precursor to Nemesis.
Yeah, that 8-foot tyrant busts through a wall, and I'm like, oh god, I forgot that he's like in the background of this game for a good chunk of it, and you can hear him. And at one point, I got stuck in a save room with him and 2 lickers outside.
So he really can't come into a save room.
He cannot.
Why? Did they explain why he can't come into a save room? Okay,
I'm
curious.
It's like he was at the door at one point.
Save room phobia.
So as soon as you walk out, you're like done.
Well, you just stay there and you can hear him. He starts walking around again. Like he eventually
watched you walk in.
Oh yeah.
I thought maybe they try to find some way to explain why he can't. Okay.
He can't go into save rooms.
Okay.
So he can't go into save rooms. But there was there were lickers started showing up at one point during this. I think essentially when you unlock the 3rd floor, when you get to the 3rd floor, lickers start showing up. The game's beautiful. I played it on Xbox One X, because I watched Digital Foundry's video and said, "Oh, okay, that's the best one." Cool, unless I were to go buy a piece.
I mean, the differences are negligible, right, between that and the PS4. It's not a huge difference, is it?
I mean, if you listen to Digital Foundry, everything's huge.
I watched the video. I thought they said there were some points where PS4
got a
looked
little
better,
chunky,
but it might dip to like 59 frames,
right?
Instead of a rock solid 60.
So
we're not slumming it. I mean, who do you think we
are?
Yeah.
So I mean, it was fun. Like it was fun. There's the Ada Wong section that comes in, and like they changed her design. That she's not walking around in a ball gown.
A trench coat makes a lot more sense.
That trench coat isn't there for very long. But anyway, but it's she like in the first game. I think she's in a ball gown. Like in my head,
I've been playing the N64 version of Resident Evil 2, so yes, she's definitely in a.
Like it's like there's a slit down the side.
Actually, no. Actually, it's like she has a skirt and then like leggings on. So
she does?
Yeah.
I thought that was Claire.
Sure?
That feels like Claire's thing.
No, I've been playing it all week.
Wait a minute, Claire doesn't.
On the N64.
What?
Yeah.
She
has the slit on the side in RE4.
Maybe I'm thinking of RE4 because I'm definitely looking like Ada Wong if you look up Ada Wong, she has like it is definitely the slit down the side.
Ada Wong only shows up in the games with Leon, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I have a confession. I have never played any of the Resident Evil games.
Wow.
Oh, you should. They're pretty
Yeah,
good.
you should. Yeah.
You should start with 6. It's the best.
I feel like you're lying
No,
to me.
I would say start with the remake
Outbreak.
of the first one. Play the remake of the second one. You can skip the third one. You can skip Code Veronica.
Only because there isn't a good version. There isn't like a modern version of 3. It's not.
Yeah,
terrible.
you'd have to like the GameCube version. I think is the best version to play.
4 is
three.
the best one of all to me.
Play 5 with a buddy.
Play 5 co-op if you
Ignore 6.
you know.
I feel like we've also missed a couple very important ones. We missed Gun Survival, Gaiden, Resident Evil Online 1.
The story
Final-
of Barry.
Final 2.
Whoa, and important ones?
Very important.
Gaiden is an important Resident Evil?
That is the story of Barry Barton.
With
The
little-
Tiger Electronics handheld LCD game.
I could have bought the Gamecom
Gamecom.
version.
So hold on.
RE2. And
Can I just watch the movies? Is that
No.
No, my God,
Don't
not
watch the movies.
not the live action or the
Well,
CG.
not only that, the movies have actually nothing to do with like the story of the games.
I feel cheated. I feel robbed. Like I
They're
personally
They're
felt
all on
that.
Steam, aren't they?
All the movies, probably.
No, I mean all the games. I mean, outside of like the first. Well, I mean you can get the remake of the first one on Steam.
Let's go check. I don't know.
Oh, don't bother playing Zero either. I wouldn't waste my time with Zero either.
No, yeah, it's hard to. You could play the gun games on the Wii. Umbrella Chronicles.
Yeah, those were good. Yeah.
Can
Because
just
those
send me a
actually
list?
just sum up the stories kind of nicely.
They
Operation Raccoon City, which is
Don't.
the
Oh
play that
yeah,
game.
yeah. If
both of the
you wanna,
Revelations.
You know, injure yourself.
Resident Evil 7 is actually a fun game. I really liked Resident Evil 7.
I need to finish Resident Evil
Like
7.
it was super good. It is a first-person game the whole way through. You magically can reattach your arm with like a couple staples and goo.
That's fine.
But anyway, so I played through Leon A, and now I'm playing through Claire B. I maybe will go back and do it the other way around. It's a like they make some they make some intelligent decisions with some of the stuff that they change, like how the giant. You know, it's not a spoiler. There's a giant alligator in this game, and there's an encounter because for some reason Umbrella was also developing giant creatures. Like there's
Well,
there's
didn't
a
William
shark in the
Birkin
first one.
like drop a lot of the chemicals and then they dripped into the water and the rats got into them, and wasn't that really how it spread?
They did not. So here's the funny thing. I'm gonna paint a picture of young Tiny. I read all the books that were based off the video games.
There were books.
There were books,
Well, there's always.
but
books.
I didn't own a PlayStation as a early teen.
A wee lad.
Hey, I didn't
So
either. So
I read the books, and I do not remember that being part of the story. Also,
you
they don't show it in the story in this game either.
You can play the first one on the Saturn, then the second one on the N64, then the third one on the GameCube, then the
I own
fourth one on anything ever made.
Right, I own all the game, the first 1 through 4 on GameCube.
I'm gonna say, like, if you want to play any of the games on the wrong system, there's a way to do it.
Oh yeah.
So the real question is, since you've played all the Resident Evils, have you played Parasite Eve?
Nope.
I'm not. So I was watching I actually started watching a playthrough this week of Parasite Eve, and it's definitely like the aiming system where it's like a grid, like a circle around you. It definitely seemed more like, and because it's made by Square, like you're casting bullets, not, let's say, the more how you're aiming and whatnot in the Resident Evil games. So, which is fine. So that's not a big deal. But so I mean, I'm trying to. They've announced DLC now. where they're going to tell the stories of Kendo, who's the gun shop owner, and 2 other people I don't remember off the top of my head. So
doesn't Kendo die?
I see. That's the thing. In the Claire story, he definitely dies. In the Leon story, he shows up and there's a scene, but like there's a gunshot off screen, and I would assume, I don't know if he actually dies in that one. But like the name of this DLC is Ghost Heroes, so I think it indicates all 3 of them die, because one of them gets killed by Lady Birkin in the game.
Oh, the wife.
Yeah, the wife. I'm trying to remember who the third. Oh no, actually, the lady gets killed by the mayor, which I think shows that happens in the Claire playthrough, because the mayor doesn't show up in Leon's playthrough.
I kept thinking he did, and I was like, why am I not seeing him?
So, yeah. So anyway, it's pretty cool. Like, I had forgotten how stressful Mr. X could be. And at some point, I just had to be like, yo, just deal with it, whatever. Like, because you can't hurt this giant hulking person that's like stalking you through. And if he gets you in a corner, do your best to dodge. But once he 2 punches, you're dead. And he is there to essentially erase all the survivors.
That sounds terrible.
So yeah. And then stuff happens at the end, and you take care of Mr. X. We were talking about this before the show started. My team that is going to Extra Life United has started practicing, and one of the games that is being played there is Puyo Puyo Tetris. And I have been playing with them, and I realize I suck at Puyo Puyo. To the tune of I lost 9 of 10 games 10 games, which is 2 rounds per game of that game.
That sounds like the glass half empty way of looking at things. You won a game.
I did win a game. I did. By accident, probably.
The glass is 1/10 full.
The interesting thing is, so Puyo Puyo has a bunch of different modes, and the one that's going to be played at the tournament is called Swap. So about every 30 seconds, the game board in front of you changes from either a Puyo Puyo board or the Tetris board. And like you have to be prepared to set up chains or like eliminate 5 rows, which is a Tetris and on the Tetris side, to throw junk over at your opponent, because that's how you knock them out. Once they lose one of their boards, they lose. I am just having trouble getting my head around chaining inside Puyo Puyo. But yeah. And then the last thing I played, I also got into the Anthem VIP demo.
Oh, look at you.
It was very boring.
I have not heard one good thing.
It was extreme. Like, I'm disappointed. I heard on the Giant Bombcast they said they unlocked the other suits later, because part of it is just how generic that soldier suit is, and like that's not the suit I wanted to play anyway. I wish I had known. I would have gone back and tried out, because I want to be the tank. I want to be the big guy. Shocking, I know. So this weekend's the open one. Maybe I'll give that a shot. So yeah, but it was after, like, I couldn't get in on Friday because of all the server errors and whatnot. I think I got in sometime like early Saturday morning. So, but yeah. But aside from that, so Aaron, you said you were playing the Resident Evil 2 on N64?
Yes, I'm having a jolly old time with that, yes.
So, and you were using cheats, I believe?
Yep. I put in a cheat for unlimited ammo and invincibility. And I'm having fun with it. I'm just going through the game. It's not stressful. I just want to see the game. And I just wish I could do that with a lot of other games. I wish I could do that with even like Zero or the original, the Resident Evil.
You can.
I was going to say on GameCube, I feel like you have to be able to do that.
I looked it up, but it seems
no. You can do it on YouTube.
Oh, well, yeah, but I want to play it. I don't want to just watch. Like, I do watch walkthroughs. I do watch speed runs. Those are great, but I just want to play and just run through things you've done before without, like, fear of reprisal. And I just wish, I wish that, just base games, a lot of other games continue to have cheat codes and things like that, but that's just not something that's done anymore, unfortunately.
They made a Pro Action Replay for GameCube, I think.
They did. I have it, so I guess I could look it up.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have Resident Evil 0 for the GameCube, though.
Oh, do you want it?
Oh, no, you know what?
I'm like, I could fix that.
No, I'm looking at it right now. I do have it, so yeah.
There you go. So there, you just shot your own argument in the foot.
Yeah. Well, did I?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just said it to try to...
You could hook up a Wii, hook up a GameCube controller to that, play through it that way.
Yeah, I could download a save for Dolphin.
YouTube is so much easier than all of this.
It is. But sometimes you want to play something. You don't want to watch it.
But sometimes it's better to have somebody explain to you how it's actually better than you think when you're looking at it.
That is valid.
Like Eve. It's so much better to have somebody talk about it than actually play it.
God, that's the truth.
I mean, I have spreadsheets. That's not,
Yeah, but people don't talk about that. They talk about political intrigue and driving to somebody's house and cutting the power so that they couldn't protect their ship.
That's nuts.
I was going to say,
interesting stuff.
The last one I just read about was about how, like, there are communities that live in, like, black holes.
Yep.
And, like, there are random connections in different galaxies to this. So this other corporation started moving, or like a group of corporations started moving ships in, and then attack this like base star or whatever it was.
Yep. I used to be part of a corp that had their base in a wormhole section, and it is a nightmare to keep track of. Yeah.
Like the only place that's safe is right at the eye of a Category 5 hurricane.
That's pretty much yeah. Eve is a weird game. A weird game.
All right. Well, it's getting late. I'm just gonna run through this list of things, so I won't keep you all for 2 hours. Played a lot of crap. Ty, did you start Dragon Mark for Death?
I did.
Okay.
Oh, I guess we can talk about it now, can't we?
Yeah, we can talk about it now.
I don't like the advanced attackers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I will have to go buy the DLC so I can play as a tank.
And I didn't realize that you could play online.
Well, I assumed you could, since they came up with a way to split the classes.
Oh, I didn't even know that. So I mean, Dragon Mark for Death is NT Creates. It looks like a really pretty like GBA game. Really well done. The sprite work is like phenomenal. We call it an action RPG, I guess.
Yeah.
Some platforming, I guess, too. But it's an action RPG. So the code that I got, I unlocked like, I guess the more average characters, like the tank, and just like the Mario character, who's just well rounded. And then Tiny unlocked the more advanced characters, which
magic user and a really soft DPS, like your really squishy DPS.
I'm sure they get pretty powerful, but it's going to take some time. So I don't know. I'm liking it so far. It like I said, it looks really nice. The action is pretty good. I got defeated. Well, I was fighting the boss of the first quest, and I ran out of time. So well done. So yeah, we'll be talking more about that as we go on. I played a little bit of Toe Jam and Earl. It's under embargo, but this is the 4th Toe Jam and Earl game.
Yeah, this was like a Kickstarter, right?
I believe it was. This game definitely is channeling the original Toe Jam and Earl, more so than the sequels. Well, especially the second one. So take that for what it is.
But it's actual like voice acting.
Oh yes, it is. It's we're gonna have stereotypical black people in space, but be aliens. The game. That's what it is. I mean, you could be 4 characters in this. You could be Toe Jam, Earl, Letitia, and I forgot the other, and I think Tawanda. You can be 4 different characters. I don't know how they have like different abilities, and I didn't play a lot of the original Toe Jam and Earl, to be honest with you. So,
does anybody say something like, "My name is Toe Jam, and I'm here to say"?
no, it's not that cheesy. The voiceovers are actually not horrible.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's surprising.
but it's. I'm okay. My expectations were very low, so
That's good. That's
I
the way to keep
wasn't.
them.
I guess what I mean is it wasn't like I didn't, throw the switch to the window and like storm out of the house. Yeah,
Because you didn't care in the first place.
yeah, it wasn't that serious. So I don't know. I can't say that much more about it. But that's Toe Jam. It's definitely harkens back to the more of the original. And I'm assuming there's a lot of little secrets and things and weird things you can discover that I have yet to do. But we'll see what happens. What else? Played some Hello Neighbor hide and seek with the kids. There was a solution on the 3rd level. Like basically, the 3rd level is like you're playing like a fireman. Like you're always the little sister, and the little brother is like the fire itself, which is like the neighbor chasing you. It's always the brother chasing you because you're playing hide and seek or different games. So as a little sister, you are the firefighter. You have to rescue all the people from the fire. So we knew that there were like 3 of the dolls on top of this building that we can't reach. And we're trying to figure out what is the solution to figure this out. So we're looking at YouTube videos. You would like take a mattress from like another part of the level and throw it in front of the building, and these inanimate dolls would jump off the building. It's like these nonsensical solutions. Like, who would have ever thought about that?
That's like stuff from the old Sierra games.
Kinda.
They did all kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, but there's no hint book with the cellophane or anything this time. So,
Oh, you had the later years hint books. The original ones, you needed a pen, and it was a permanent reveal of the solution when you
like the magic, the magic reveal. Like,
I like the cellophane.
The cellophane was look at the answer as you please, but it doesn't reveal it for everybody.
Gotcha.
I had some of the.
I didn't realize because I remember I got the hint book for the first. This is like Hero's Quest before it was even like rechanged to Quest for Glory before they made the point and click version. That had cellophane.
Yeah, that was around King's Quest 4 was when they switched to the cellophane one.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize they were doing the permanent.
When they switched to the thing where when you would type, it would freeze the gameplay. The early games like King's Quest 1 through 3, when you had to type in real time before your character got eaten by a troll or whatever.
Past the kobold. Run!
Right.
I made it one time. So anyway, play some Piku Niku on Steam. That is free. If you linked up your Prime account to your Twitch gave that out for free. That is a fun game. It's goofy. You solve little puzzles, and I'm digging it. It's like a puzzle platformer kind of thing, kind of funny writing, and basically like Piku like just sort of messes everything up and has to fix everything. So you crack these eggs, and then like the mama bird's yelling at you like, "Why did you do this? Find my kids." To fix a bridge that you broke. You basically have to solve the problems that you're causing for all these people. So yeah. What else? When ski lifts go wrong, I play a little bit out on Steam. If you like, what is it? Bridge Constructor,
right?
Is it a Bridge Constructor? Yeah, those games. It's the same kind of thing. It just, the weird thing is, I thought it was just building the ski lifts, but you're doing that, and then you're actually having to like ski, which I didn't think that would be not a whole lot. Like you have to like duck under a pipe or jump over something to get to the finish line. I didn't think that would be a part of it, but yeah, there's the construction part. And then you do a little bit more than that. So, I don't know. I kind of like Bridge Constructor. To me makes a little more sense. Like, I understand it more, but if you like that, there's no reason why you wouldn't like this, I guess. What else? Hyper Jam. I'm really liking this game. Like an arena, like a kind of isometric 3/4 view arena fighter where you just, punch and kick people and the weapons appear and health. And then every time you win a round, you get a chance to pick like a power up, and they can stack. Like you can, set your enemy on fire when you punch them, freeze them, earn health for doing damage, all types of things. It's pretty cool. I played it at PAX, really liked it. It should be out soon. So I'm digging it. I could not find a game online, which is unfortunate because it really is fun. What else? Played some City of Brass on the Switch. I'm still liking that. It doesn't look as nice as the other versions, but it plays just fine. With the Pro Controller, I have no idea how it plays with the Joy-Con. I guess I'll find out. This is the Arabian Nights themed first-person roguelike, where you have a mechanic where you have a sword in your right hand, a whip in the left. You can like hit and whip enemies to like stun them, pull them closer, pull them into traps, push them into traps, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot in it. Like they've added a lot of content. Like there's I think 5 or 6 playable characters now, some female characters finally. So that's good. I still like that game. A lot of fun. And last thing is Necrosphere, which is Metroidvania. I played it on Steam last year, but it's out on the Switch now. It's Metroidvania, but you can't like jump, so it's kind of hard. Like you really basically
what?
You basically use like you have one button to jump, one button to like dash, but you earn those abilities. So you can't really jump, can you? I guess it's just dashing. That's pretty much all you could do is dash. You can move and dash. It's like a 2-button Metroidvania, but it works.
Okay.
I put a video for it this morning, so check that out. It's fun. And those are the games I play. Most of the games I play. We'd be here all night, so most of the games I play. And it's late, so I deleted a lot of things from the things of interest. People were up in arms because Nintendo came out and admitted, like, hey, we really have done almost nothing with Metroid Prime 4, so we're giving it to Retro Studios.
That's not what they said. That's not what they said.
If you read between the lines,
the game was not shaping up to their expectations, so they're going back to the drawing board and working with Retro.
And that makes sense. If you're gonna do a Prime game, you should probably give it to them.
And for anybody who's upset, just pretend they never announced it in the first place, and you'll be fine.
I mean, I didn't realize they announced it until this moment, so
there you go.
I was fine.
See,
but now you're not. Now you're up in arms with pitchforks.
Now I'm angry.
What is the Switch going to have this year? I mean, what games will it have? Like Animal Crossing.
Like, I just assumed Metroid Prime 4 was coming out this year, despite the fact they've shown nothing but a mock-up of a title screen.
Yep. And they misspelled the 4. So
it was actually Metroid Prime A.
Metroid Prime 4.
Let's see. GameStop. Nobody wanted to buy it. That doesn't bode. That's not boded well. They're like, for its stock
that
price?
didn't sound good. And then the stock price dropped 27% in like a day.
Does anybody want us? No.
Are they that bad off? I did not realize.
Yeah.
Well,
they overextended themselves years ago.
It's not. Yeah, it's more that they've, as they say, they are focusing back on the business, and they're no longer looking to put themselves up for sale. The stock did drop 20+%, and they don't have a CEO right now.
Because CEO just left for like personal reasons, right?
They have a couple of issues. I don't remember what the excuse was.
I know they're gonna try whatever. They're gonna try all kind of things, but there was a suggestion of they should try serving coffee, and it gave me this mental image of walking through the door and saying, "Yes, I'd like to trade in this unneeded physical copy of Destiny 1. Could I get a cup of coffee for it?" And they would say, "Sorry, it's not enough to pay for your 6 ounces of hot cocoa or whatever."
If you trade in 2 copies of Destiny, maybe you can get a creamer.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's too true.
Yeah. Let's see. Apparently, Metro, the new Metro game, I forgot what the subtitle is not going to be on Exodus. It's not going to be on Steam, and it's going to launch on the Epic Store.
I guess I will not be playing it for the first year.
On Steam.
It is the first year. It will not be on any others. It will not be
unless you already pre-ordered it for Steam.
Correct.
In which case, you will get a Steam code or a copy.
And
Yeah,
all updates will be
Will,
available.
I know you are not a fan of Epic because of Fortnite.
Epic can die in a fire. I'm okay with it.
Watch what you say, because in a few years they will probably be listening to every word you say.
That's fine. I don't care. They can still die in a fire. I'm still bitter. Still bitter over Fortnite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will's one of the few people who,
I bought Fortnite
to like play
for the actual
you can still play that mode.
But they never really finished it. And they're never going to finish it.
Didn't they announce an update for it like a month and a half ago or something like that?
Like they changed 2 pixels?
I'm pretty sure it was a much bigger update than that for Save the World.
There was no content past the second zone of Save the World. There was just nothing there. And then they went to Battle Royale and just kind of like...
They followed the money.
Yeah, and that's fine, but I didn't pay them and didn't pre-order that game for Battle Royale.
Hey, you didn't, but Fortnite is going to fund a store.
They're giving like 80% to developers. I think it's like an 80-20 split, something like that.
Something like that.
So.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be bitter. I'm going to hold on to it like a nice warm blanket that just
a significant patch for the game was to be released in November 2018. Aims to rework the game's metagame interface, providing some automation and helpful advice through newly introduced characters for hero outfitting, survival squads, and other activities. I don't know. The Wikipedia article doesn't say
helpful
that.
Advice,
doesn't sound.
Every NPC says play Battle Royale mode.
That's still not. That's still not content. That's just our UI. Like,
they're apparently introducing new characters because those characters have to be there to tell you things.
Fortnite Man's wife, Fortnite kids.
Yeah, I'm good. I've been burnt.
We live on Battle Royale Street.
I mean, so ignoring that Deep Silver came out and said, "Oh, Koch Media made us do this." Like, this makes sense for people. Like, you can either get 70%, and like, granted, they could get up to 75% of their. Or you can immediately go to the Epic Store and get 88% of your sale.
Yep. Who would not?
Like, it makes...
Yeah, but doing the math of it, I started to wonder. I mean, I assume Epic gave them some kickback up front for this.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they didn't, but if they're saying we're going to sell it at a reduced price on the Epic Store because of the reduced take on Epic's part versus Valve... So they're already giving up what they would have gotten out of getting it, because they're saying they're selling it for $50 instead of $60 on the Epic Store.
Isn't the game built on the Unreal Engine?
Well, so
I mean, yeah, there may be.
I'm just saying that
deals.
they're most likely they are probably not only from the sale point on the Epic Store you get 88%, but then using the engine you have to license and use that. They'll probably get that's probably what they're recovering from a business deal. So,
and that might all work out to be a total wash, but it makes me wonder how many people are gonna, like Will, say, if it ain't on Steam, I don't want it.
Right, but Will's not saying that. Will's saying it's on Epic, so I don't want it.
All right.
No, that's
I'm
fair.
sorry if it's not on Steam, or what's the other option? Discord store or something.
So here, actually, this brings up a very valid point. Like, there are so many...
Or GOG, or...
GOG, itch.io...
Humble.
Come on.
The Bethesda store. I'm just looking at my launchers right now. So...
Like, at what point... There are games I do not own because I don't want to have to deal with the launcher for it. Like, I have deleted all of my Origin games because I just got tired of having to deal with the Origin launcher. Like, at what point do we get swamped by... Everybody has their own launcher. Everybody has.
I think we're already there, but
yeah. I mean, those are just. I don't add anything to it, but when I want to play a game that I have, I launch the launcher and then I launch the game.
I think I do. Most of do. I add all my games to you.
I mean, Uplay seems just like a sad little thing on my computer, but I still should have access to it.
On the other hand, you look at what they talk about on Epic, like 200 million people or whatever on the Epic. Or have Epic accounts because of Fortnite, And then they say like something like 60% of them have never had a Steam account. Like this is a whole generation of people that have don't use Steam.
That means more than a lot of people think that it means.
Like it's huge. It's craziness that this is the first digital marketplace for games that those people are interfacing with.
Well,
or at least on a PC.
On the other hand, I would like to know how many of those accounts are actually active, because I promise you, me and my buddies are counted amongst those accounts.
But Steam is the same way. Like,
I mean, that's fine, but
like if you're gonna do that, you compare apples to apples. Like, how many people are only Dota players on Steam?
Yeah.
So they don't have to pay anything into the infrastructure. The problem is, like, and there's other stuff. I was talking with someone brought up there's a list going around, a chart, and like it's just how positive Steam is. But you look at some of those things like badges and trading cards. I don't care at all.
Yeah, it's crap.
And then the other stuff of like, they set up a discussion community forum and whatnot. But once Steam sets that up for your page, they abandon it. Mm-hmm. And it's you as the publisher or developer's responsibility to moderate it, or else, just go look at some fun hate groups that are hanging out and just abandon Steam. Like it's this idea that because Valve has been so hands off for years, that any competition in this environment, especially with such a huge player base, is a real threat. Now, Epic still has things to do. If Nitro was here, he'd be like, you're going to get your account stolen. That's probably something that's going to happen to a lot of them. Because that is something it took a while for them to get on top of for Fortnite. Like, even with two-factor authentication, how they use tokens. But on the other hand, how effed up Steam's been this whole time, and Valve, like, I welcome some, like, Origin, I agree with you, is annoying because every time I launch it, it's like, it has a new update, but that's because I didn't launch it for a month.
Right. Why would you? Or you're actively playing an EA title.
I didn't feel like playing a game in it that time. But, like, otherwise, I don't have a problem with Origin. Origin's, like, a fine application that runs in the background, does its thing when I want it to.
It runs Peggle.
And XSplit says, I don't work with it as an overlay. That's my extent. That's the only drawback I have with Origin.
Yeah, but I get the concept of you want all of your games on a specific device to be in one place. Like, imagine you turn on your PlayStation and be like, what brand released that? Because I got to launch that launcher on my PlayStation before I can even see what my library is.
But that's the argument for the freedom of the PC. like PC players literally talk about how they're not tied to one ecosystem, but then get bitch when they are when they aren't in one ecosystem.
There's another launcher. No.
Like it's literally like you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Pretty much.
I mean, my biggest reason for not wanting 1 million stores in areas where there's like things released that I'd actually like to purchase is I don't want to give any of them my credit card.
Yep.
So I want to put money in the account by going to the store with a stupid card and putting it in. Now I've got funds tied to that ecosystem. I don't want to have funds here, there, a little bit, blah, blah, blah. I got enough money total to buy the game I want, but not at the store. It's just a piece here, a piece there, blah, blah, blah. That's 90% my fault.
I was gonna. This is a real specific
of my own creation.
This is a real
But part of it is I don't trust them because of what happened with Sony. I don't trust any of them,
and that's why now. And I've been doing this late. I actually did it with Resident Evil. What I did was I went and bought a digital card on BestBuy.com or Amazon or whatever, and then I just went and if you don't want to keep a copy of your payment info on the system, do that, wait the 15 minutes or whatever for them to be like, it's not a fake purchase, and then go buy your thing. Like, I don't see why would you keep credit on it. Like, I think I have $4 on my PlayStation account.
Well, because I'm not buying cards set to the amount of what I'm about to purchase. Mm-hmm. I'm buying cards at a discount. Usually, not always a discount. Sometimes it's just, you get rewards. You get, I got a red card, so 5% off Target. I get rewards at Best Buy. Sometimes there's sales at, Dollar General has stuff 15% off PSN cards right now.
Sue everybody.
Sue everybody. So it's just like I look for the deals. When I find the deals, I load up, I shove all the money in the account, and then I regret it later.
So shove all the money in the account.
like you literally just said,
It bursts
You
at
can't
the
take it
seams.
back once it's in.
Oh, that's great. At least
I mean, you can't take it back when you buy it, and then you want to go on a different platform. Anyway, whatever. Yep.
Right.
Or they shut down the Wii channel and take all the funds with it that you didn't spend.
In the arms of an angel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
It is wild to think. Sorry, Aaron. It is wild to think that the Wii shop channel, the Wii launched the same year as PS3. If they shut down PS3's access to all your games digitally and everything, it would feel way worse than the Wii shop channel. Partially because the Wii shop channel never sold you disc games. They only sold WiiWare and Virtual Console.
Yep.
So some exclusive, and it's really sad, but apparently it's really easy to pirate them, so it's not lost to the annals of time. It's like, yeah, you can still get it.
I
whatever
may or
you
may
need
not
to.
have the entire WiiWare library.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, it's sad, but we'll make our way around this.
If you're not gonna sell it,
It's weird though, like, and I'm not surprised, but it's disappointing that like they didn't have a roadmap.
you would, yeah.
Yeah,
And I know why. I know why they didn't, because they didn't think about it. But
because it's Nintendo, and they're just like they had just discovered the internet for the first time.
like it's just so dumb that they had no roadmap for how to integrate this. And I mean, they're still dealing with this issue. If you go on, like, if you look at any piracy on the 3DS, like, it's not piracy as in people are downloading the ROMs from the internet and then putting it on their 3DS. Like, if you want to look at the real piracy, they just have an app that runs on their 3DS that lets them go and download the data from Nintendo servers.
Yeah.
With a fake key. Like, it's
I don't know what that is. I've never heard of such a thing.
like, it's craziness that. So, I mean, I guess I'm not shocked, but it's also dumb. Anyway,
Yeah, it's getting pretty late.
Yeah.
Quantic Dream when multiplayer, PlayStation Plus is giving you 100 gigs of cloud storage. I don't even know what that means.
giving you 100 gigs of cloud storage and no longer giving you PlayStation 3 or Vita games.
Yeah, that's
That's
an
a
interesting trade-off. And you put new free suits in Spider-Man?
Yo, they announced, they released actually 2 free suits this week for Spider-Man. They are both Fantastic Four related, because I think Marvel actually is acknowledging the Fantastic Four exists again.
I thought that was interesting that they were doing that.
So one is the Bagman suit, which is Peter Parker wearing a Fantastic Four outfit and then a bag over his head.
Like you do.
To protect his identity. And then the second one is his Future Foundation suit, and that's when the Human Torch dies. And in his will and testament, he says, "Hey, you know how I make fire? A good guy to replace me would be the Spider Guy." So
Makes
really,
sense to me.
Who doesn't
really-
make fire?
really throws off the element kind of thing going on with the Fantastic Four, but whatever. And then Wii Shop channel. In the arms of an angel.
Off
Run
Broadway
away.
show right here.
From here. Anyway, it's funny. It was like 11:30 the other night. I'm like, I should go downstairs, turn on my Wii, and make sure it has the games that I bought there. And then I said, or not. I'm sure I'll be.
I transferred my purchases to the Wii U, so
See,
I'm good on what I actually bought. But whatever few points were left in my account from those Wii Shop Channel cards, they're just gone.
Well,
Yep.
Pennies.
you have
into
no one
the
to blame but yourself.
Why wouldn't they also be on your 3DS?
No, because that was the
That's
same
the
as the
Wii
Wii U.
That's it.
Yeah, so eShop credit is good on 3DS, Wii U, and Switch. But Wii points, goodbye.
So.
But the good news is you can steal whatever you like from Nintendo now.
Yep, they want you to. They're asking you to. They're begging. Please steal this. All right, I didn't think we were gonna have. A show this long. We did it again. Let's wrap this up.
We didn't stop anecdotes for like over an hour. So
I know. We just keep going. Anyway, Will, yeah, shout outs, plugs, anything you want to mention on our way out?
I just my wife is probably happy that she doesn't have to listen to your voice on my phone because y'all I've been watching it on mobile, watching the show, and she's like, is that Aaron? Is Aaron in our house? Like, what the hell is going on?
Why didn't you tell me we had company?
So right as she's about to go to bed too, she's just like, what is Aaron? Is Aaron in our bedroom? So I'm glad you're not in our bedroom tonight.
Weird.
Like, yes, I opened the closet door and asked him to walk in, and then I shut the door and asked him to talk.
Just double down on this wife thing. I got you. I know it's good. You gotta keep the story.
It's. I mean, I'm gonna hold on to that story.
Commit to the craft. I got you.
But no. Thanks for letting me come harass you. This was fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm glad you're still awake. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
I've had enough caffeine. I'm just gonna power through the next, several hours and jump around like a over-caffeinated something. I don't know what. Lost the thread on that one. We're good.
Both wide awake and also asleep at the same time.
It's a skill.
So, Mike, what about you, sir?
I do, as always, encourage people who are eligible to donate blood and those who have pets to have them spayed or neutered. And that's Tiny. I think I have a clue as to what you may be about to say.
Hey, it's 2019, and that means it's a whole new year for a new campaign on Extra Life. So go to extra-life.org/teams/GameEnthuse and sign up to join the Game Enthuse team. And if you're not able to sign up, why don't you donate to one of our many players? We have 2 new teammates this year so far, and we are looking to continue growing that team.
And if you're watching the stream, the actual link is at the top of the stream to the Extra Life, our Extra Life page. So we might have been staring at it the whole time instead of our lovely, handsome faces.
Yeah, and if you want to even get more involved, why don't you go sign up for Extra Life United and come down to Orlando, Florida to compete for up to $150,000 for your local Children's Miracle Network hospital. So I know I'll be there.
Florida, man.
Running things. It's at Disney World. So Mike's literally told you about how you can get 3 free days by only spending 4 hours listening to a timeshare.
Well, then signing your life away.
Right.
The first 4 hours was just the initial pitch. There was an additional hour involved.
Oh, God.
I can't believe that you almost signed up for one.
Yeah,
I can't believe.
No, I can't believe it either. And I wouldn't even categorize it as saying that.
They thought
I only listened.
They thought they had my wife and I. Like, that guy was really like, you're really not going to buy anything? We were like, no. Like, we're not buying. Give me the gift card. Give me the free tickets.
Peace out.
But, Aaron, what about you, sir?
Yeah, Will, thank you for jumping on the show. As I said, we won't be that long, and that was obviously a lie, but you're still here, so that's good.
Whiskey and coffee. It's all I need to get through the night.
Whatever works, man. Whatever works.
One keeps you up, and the other puts you to sleep.
Yep.
Thank you to the folks who listen, the folks who jumped into the chat. I appreciate you stopping by. If you want to leave us feedback, you can always email us at podcast@GameEnthuse.com, Tiny415@GameEnthuse.com, Assaultsuit@GameEnthuse.com, or Aaron@GameEnthuse.com. And if you want to leave us a voicemail, you can do so at 202-573-7686. Check out YouTube. I think I put a video up every weekday for the past couple of weeks. So, yeah, there's stuff going up there.
You were bored.
Yeah, I had a lot of free time.
You had time.
And on a sad note, I'm approaching having more videos up than actual subscribers, which might be a record.
Wow.
Dedication to the craft.
So, yeah.
Wasn't what I thought you were going to say, but okay.
Yeah, but it's fitting, though, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. It's better than more videos than views. That's for sure.
Well, yeah.
I thought you were going to make a comment about the February 15th deadline.
The what?
Maybe having more free time. after
Oh,
February 15th.
well, yeah.
Day of execution, so to speak.
Part 2.
Yeah, well,
Right.
we'll see how
Right.
that goes.
So,
You know, because one day, you know, it's almost done. The next day, I need money for it, but it's almost done, but I need money for it. You know, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. I'm talking about the wall, the supposed and alleged wall. Okay, in case anybody's.
Oh, I had no idea. I thought
Yeah,
maybe you were
didn't have a
talking
clue.
about dinner or something.
Or cocaine.
you know what? Actually,
It's cocaine. That was the,
Yeah.
the summary.
actually, since we're on this, I'm going to add this one. This is a late breaking one for you. So you guys probably haven't seen this yet. Ubisoft sent out 2 emails today.
Oh, I saw.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The first one,
So-
the content of the email. Come see what a real government shutdown looks like in the private beta for the Division 2.
Oh, that's painful. Oh, that hurts.
Second email.
Wait
Hello.
a minute. What?
Yeah.
Come see what a real government shutdown looks like in the private beta. Editorial I'm adding for the Division 2. Second email. Hello. A marketing email promoting Tom Clancy's The Division 2 was sent out in error today. This was a grave breakdown in the process, and we apologize for this error in the offensive subject line of the email. We recognize the very real impact of the United States government shutdown on thousands of people and did not intend to make light of the situation. Dash the
Millions.
Ubisoft team.
I mean, I know 87 billion people work for Ubisoft at this point, but they're kind of making a track record of putting out
worst.
stupid things and immediately retracting them.
Is
As
that
if somebody who didn't ask permission or got it from the wrong person did something, and then somebody else said, "What are you doing, fool? We're all going to get fired."
is that
Comes out
worse
and needs to fix the situation.
than EA's Anthem chart of how you can buy the game?
Oh, that was painful. Oh
I
my
thought that
god.
like that's like a Ubisoft chart with like all the different
I was gonna
Assassin's
say, it's
Creed
like-
DLC and
It's
crap.
it's the Assassin's Creed DLC stuff all over again.
Why
I
do
don't.
they do stuff like this? Just-
Anytime
Because they
there's
hate their
more
customers.
than 2 editions of a game, I look and I go, in the deluxe, the gold, the whatever, what is included?
no,
What
no, no.
Do I
And
even know?
anytime the
There's
Ultimate
not-
Edition is the mid-tier version, you've messed up.
Yeah, ultimate.
How was it Ultimate then? It's not even
Why didn't you call it the
penultimate.
penultimate?
It's not even that because it's mid-tier.
I guess I'm confused
Well, I
because
guess it could be this.
there's
one
only
graphic,
2
but
tiers
still.
for Anthem.
Semi-ultimate.
Well, not but
Have you seen the chart?
Anthem.
I have. The rest of it is all about EA Access. Like the
Right.
3 other lines are all about EA Access.
It's either
Okay,
pre-order,
listen. Don't spoil our fun.
EA
It's
Access,
standard
Join
or
in the
Legion of
ridicule.
Dawn.
Origin
Or you shut your
Access,
mouth.
or Origin Access Premier. That's how they break it down. They want people who pay extra for this Origin Access Premier to feel special because they get access because they paid for it. That's really all it is.
That's fine. I'm just saying, like, if you, as a consumer of the game, went and bought a physical or pre-ordered a digital copy, those are you have 2 options.
Right.
Like, I get to
For
go
this,
in.
But Ubisoft, I swear, I saw an ad. It was just like, oh, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Assassin's Creed DLC is crazy.
But
like-
there's literally the regular version. Then there's the gold and the deluxe and the something else bigger than that.
Well, they're all, and then there's also the digital versions that come with some stuff, but don't come with other stuff that the physical versions come from. Bro, I'm on the same page.
I mean,
I
I'm
was
happy
saying-
to just go.
I
I
saw
don't
the
care.
Anthem thing,
I
and
don't
it didn't
care.
seem that ridiculous, and the internet seems to be overreacting. Shocking. So,
I
It's
mean, I'm not
needlessly
saying you can grab
complicated.
a torch and a pitchfork, but it's just dumb. Like, just make
It's
it
dumb.
clear.
Whoa.
Where can I buy the game? Boom.
I love torches and pitchforks.
time out for a sec. What is your question?
Where can you buy the game?
Where can you buy the game? I don't know why the chart would answer that, but
every digital
every
and
digital
physical
or
store.
game store or store that sells video games. I'm glad I could answer your games that we were expecting for the chart.
It's still, I don't know. To me, it's still poor marketing to have to have a chart.
Well, the thing that's
explain that.
confusing is why, like, I don't understand why they have to repeat that EA Access and Origin Access people get 10 hours. Like, that is part of the service. That is,
Except for
But if you
the
don't know
occasional
that, then you need it.
partners games, which don't give you that
right, but this isn't a partner's game. This
because
is
they own BioWare outright.
right. This is
Which
an EA
is
game.
how they treat Respawn today. But before they bought Respawn Titanfall 2 was not part of that program.
Understood. But again,
So I want to check. I want to double check every
this
time
one.
there's an EA release. Do I get to try it out or not?
So, but like that's the confusing part. Like I wish they just made EA Access the same thing across PC and Xbox. They could get rid of one line, and if that could be the basic, I don't give a, and then the Premier one.
Yeah.
Like, because that's the thing. That's the weirdest thing. If you have EA Access Premier, you get a week early or something for the full game.
Yeah, something like that.
So, like, that's the one that's weird. Like, it again. I know they wanted to show the most detail, but like, and then the internet freaked out. Oh my god! Just like the internet went and review bombed Metro because
they're on Epic now.
Because they went to Epic. So
we better get out of here. So yeah, well, any last words?
The show was over.
At some point, I gotta tell you all the story of the how I figured out Aaron was a gamer, and all the people that he also came in the office that he did not realize. Cheryl, that's some funny